The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 280. We record on October the 26th, 2019. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, and Jesus Walks Out. Today, I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief. Welcome back, Gunny. Welcome.
Hello again. It's been a whole week. How are you, bud?
Welcome, Gunny. I'm doing mighty fine, sir. And from Ohio, the Mayo. Welcome, Mayo. Welcome.
Hey, guys. Going well?
Yeah. Okay, people. You can follow us on _Horrible Gamers. Like our Facebook page over on Facebook as well. If you like that page, you can find our group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. That is a closed group, so that means anything you post in the group is not visible to people that are not part of the group. And you can go and support the show with the monies over our Patreon at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers, like our friends Adam Sunday, Alan Maybe H, Bill Garner the second, and well, I'm pulling up this list here. This list is really weird this week. It's not being real handy, is it? Okay. Adam Sunday, Alan Maybe H, Bill Garner the second, Brandon Willier, Brian Capessa, the Commandalorian, David Snyder, Evan Tanaka, Henley M, Jesse Kraft, John Jerome, Jonathan D. Hall, Jonathan Arcelo, M. Polo, Mechmod, Pork Chop Poo, Robbie Wheat, The Mayo, Subader, and our friend Vader Holic. Thank all of you for being Patreons. Thank you all. And we found out who I won't get hurt like this ever again was. Guess who it was?
Who is that?
Commandalorian.
Okay. That's a cool gamer tag, too.
Yeah. I think he did it to fuck around. I actually noticed it. I noticed it last week because I can see the people's emails that they signed up with, or their. I can see their Discord names, and I was like, "That's the Commandalorian." So, thank you for being Patreon members, people, and thank you for making us laugh, Commandalorian. No, it's pretty legit.
And we won't let anybody hurt them.
Yeah, ever again.
We won't let anybody hurt you. Again.
Anyways, Stitcher Premium is where you can go and listen to Stitcher Podcast with the premium app. You can sign up for Stitcher Premium for only $4.99 a month or $34.99 a year. You get access to Stitcher Originals, bonus episodes, comedy albums, and so much more, like an ad-free experience. To sign up, head on over to stitcher.com/premium and use promo code Horrible Gamers for a free month on your subscription. That is promo code Horrible Gamers for a free month on your subscription. Let's talk about Redbubble. Redbubble is a place where artists can go and get their work sold on items such as a water bottle, a t-shirt, a sticker, a sweatshirt, a mug, all kinds of stuff, Gunny. Well, we have our work on there. Well, Jonathan Hall's work, but it's ours legally. Horrible Gamers Podcast logo is up on Redbubble. You can go and support the show by buying yourself a nice t-shirt with our logo on it, a water bottle, a logo, and whatever. Just go buy stuff. Go buy a wall clock. You want a wall clock? I know you want a wall clock because you don't have enough clocks in your house. Put a wall clock up with our logo on it. I almost got the clock,
but I went with a coffee mug because I'm a big coffee drinker, and some stickers.
There you go. Maybe you'll get the wall clock next time, Gunny. Next paycheck. Next paycheck, Gunny's going to get the wall clock.
You will see it behind me.
But that's right. Head on over to Redbubble. All you have to do is search for Horrible Gamers Podcast. And were you able to find, so you were able to find all the other stuff, Gunny?
Yeah, it was, like you said, you just have to actually open your eyes. Old blind man like me I kept scrolling down and like, okay, see their other items. So I was like, okay, I was able to actually click on that and navigate around and see all the different things that you can buy.
Awesome. Yeah, there's lots of stuff in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there was quite a bit.
That's right. Go get yourself some shower curtains, people. Go and get the shower curtains.
Shower with us.
Well, that's kind of weird, but yeah, you know what we mean. Our intro song is done by Fallon and Tracy. It's called Breakout, and our outro song is done by Broke for Free. It's called Night Owl. Shout out to them for letting us use their music. Let's get started on the show, and let's talk about video games here. I play some games. You play some games. Let's talk about the games. This week, I played a game, Gunny.
Ooh, what'd you play? Anything new? Anything interesting?
You played this game. Good. Mayo's played this game. We've all played this game.
What would this game be?
It's a call of something. A
Juarez?
Call. What? Call of Juarez? No. Of course.
I saw that on sale today on the Xbox. So
we're talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yeah, it came out on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. The servers were shit, though, and everything was busted and wasn't working for like an hour. But it was nice watching the major streamers be able to play for an hour. It was nice watching them.
We all know how that works to get that exclusive server stuff.
It was nice watching them get to play for an hour.
I heard some grumblings about that, actually. A couple of people I talked to were kind of grumbling about it they're like, it's kind of ironic that nobody can get on, but all the streamers and all your pro players.
All the streamers and all the professionals were on, yeah.
Didn't this happen with the
playing
last
all
Call of
day?
Duty? I swear it was the last Call of Duty that came out.
Some bullshit.
Right? It was IGN and everybody's playing with zero lag and then
it was real nice.
The actual consumers, the people that pay the money to play this game.
Watching them play was real nice, Activision. Anyways, it didn't take long, right? So me and Mayo were on launch night. We were both trying to get on, and I was on a little after 6. Mayo was on at 6. And he was like, dude, server status is down. I'm like, yeah, the servers are going to be down for a while, probably. Can you imagine how many people bought this game and are trying to log in at that exact minute in that hour? It's probably millions of people. But, so yeah, we got on. We were waiting for a while. I got in like an hour afterwards. Maybe it was like around 7:15, 7:20ish. I got on. And then I actually got on before Mayo, which was weird because Mayo was on before me. And I restarted my shit like 4 times. But anyways, as soon as I got on, though, Mayo was on like a minute after me.
Yeah, because I tried to get on. I thought I was in for a second, and then it was done, and I couldn't get in. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you were trying. We were both trying for a while, and then you got in. So then I tried, and I tried about 20 times, and after playing the hit retry button game, and then finally, I log in, and it tells me there's an update. So I'm like, what?
Did that to me
so
too.
I'm like, okay, well, after this update, I'm going to get in. And no more, no. I get the update, download it, install it, supposedly. Mm-hmm. And I'm back to the screen. It's like, cannot connect to servers. Hit retry. I'm like, no.
Nice
so it took
update,
another 30 minutes after that. Jesus is over playing. And I think he was streaming at that point in time. And I'm still trying to get in.
Yeah, so I was playing the game. So I gotta say, man, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a fucking blast. Getting right into it, I have played the campaign, and I must say, with the campaign, if you haven't played it, I suggest you go and just check it out. I mean, the campaign is probably the best campaign Call of Duty has ever done, and I don't know what they've done different here. Everything feels, I want to say, more real. It doesn't feel so Michael Bay-ish. Like all the other Call of Duty is all run and gun and fucking explosions and you're jumping out of fucking helicopters and grabbing onto ropes and all kinds of cool shit like that. You know what I mean? And this one, it seems more grounded in reality. I mean, of course, like, all the shit you're doing, like, probably no one in the military has ever done. You know what I mean? But a lot of this shit seems more grounded in reality than ever before. Like, everything seems more slower, more tactical. There's a few missions in the game where you're either like you're raiding a house or you're raiding a compound, and you're doing it at night. So it's pretty cool because you're flying in with the helicopters at night or whatever, and you're sliding down the ropes and there we go, Bravo 6 going dark. And you turn on your little fucking night vision goggles and everything's green and shit. And you're going up to the door on a house in like the middle of a neighborhood. and you're about to raid this house. Like they tell you, okay, go up to the window and we're gonna break this door open, and you're climbing up the ladder like really slow, and you hear people talking in the other room, and you can open the doors in the not in the multiplayer, but in the campaign, you can choose to open the door like by bashing it open, like you just kick it open or whatever, or you can like open the door slowly. And like I gotta tell you, I was playing in realism mode. Like when I do these missions in these like raids in the game, when you do those like raids at night or whatever, I like to play that in the realism mode, because in realism it takes off your HUD, it takes off everything. You have nothing. Like there's no marker, there's no indicator telling you where to go. There's no nothing. Like everything's just gone, right? So I like to play it that way because it's way more immersive, and it's more tense because you don't know what's in the next room, or you're trying to clear this house, but you don't know what's in the next room or in the next hallway, and so like sometimes you'll hear people talking, and you'll hear ladies talking, or you'll hear little kids talking, or kids crying, and you're opening the door slowly to a room, and you kind of see movement, and you're like, fuck, was that like a person running across the room, or what the fuck do I do here? So it was like I died a lot. I gotta say, there was a lot of mistakes made in those missions where I shot civilians, or I shot somebody. I don't know why, but I shot him, motherfucker. They were moving. They shouldn't have moved. Should have put their fucking hands up, Gunny.
They shouldn't have been there.
Damn it.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Civilian, is it like a failed mission right away and you got to redo it? Or
sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it isn't, because there was one where I was clearing a house, and the guy told me, okay, clear the room to the right. And the thing is, one of my guys got shot already. He got shot in front of me. So, like, you're moving in a line down these hallways, and we were moving in a line, and the first guy goes past this door, the first, like, SWAT team guy or whatever the fuck he is, Special Forces or whatever. He goes past the first door, and I'm behind the second guy, and Captain Price is behind me. And, they're all doing, like fucking hand signs, like, all right, we're going up. And, like, one of the guys is like, watch the door. And as the next dude's moving past the door, he, like, has his back towards the door looking up at the staircase. Somebody shoots through the fucking door. They, like, unload into this dude. And it's just like, fucking, just like, he's all fucked up. He's on the ground, like, fucking screaming, like, fuck! And everybody's like, oh, shit! So, like, I kick the door open, and I shoot the dude in the room or whatever. There's, like, two of them in there. I shoot them both. And then I go to the next hallway. They're dragging the dude away. And I'm like, okay, I got to be really careful, because these dudes, they know we're in here. They're trying to ambush us. So I go to the next hallway, and I open this door, and there's this dude who's shooting, like, out of this door. Like, he has his hand out the door, and he's shooting, like, blind firing. And I shoot the door. He falls, and the door falls open, right? And he falls on the ground, and his wife is coming running. She's like, oh no! I fucking shot her, dude. And the game kept going. I shot her because she was like running at him, and he had a gun. He was the one shooting at me, so I just shot her. And like even my character made like a comment like, oh fuck. Like, I got two in this room. No.
Hey, she could have picked up that weapon.
That's what I'm thinking she was going to do. I thought she was going to pick up the gun. That's why I straight shot her like in the face as soon as she got close to him. I unloaded into her. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes things like that, I think that the game lets you kind of deal with that morality, like yourself. Like, you got to think like, oh, fuck, I shot that lady. Like, she didn't have a gun, but I shot her. And I think the game just kind of lets you deal with it on your own. You know what I mean? They want you to feel that. I don't know if it's like, I guess, an impact or whatever. Like, they want you to feel like that decision was on you. It wasn't on them. They didn't tell you to shoot her.
Right.
Because there's times where you kick open a door and there's just people huddled in the corner, like, crying. Like, oh, don't shoot me. And you're like, okay, put your hands up. And they put their hands up. And, and you guys are going to the room clearing the house or whatever. So there's a lot of times like that. And a lot of little kids in the game and a lot of crazy shit, dude. Those missions are real tense, man. There's another one where we're going through a hospital, and it's pretty cool because we're going to this hospital. We had like this huge fight, like this huge gunfight in this hospital, and all of a sudden it gets quiet, and we're going through like a floor of the hospital where there's patients in, and all these people are like in this room, and they're all laying on the fucking hospital beds, and you're like, oh, fuck, like one of these guys is going to have a gun and try to shoot at us, right? But you're just walking to the room, like, who's going to stand up and shoot at us? You know, you're like, oh, fuck. You know, and sure enough, it happens where, like, I got killed right away because some dude was like, ah, fuck you. And he like, stood up and shot me right away. And I'm like, ah, fuck. I wasn't even looking at that guy. Damn it. And, like, so there's a lot of cool shit like that in the game. In the campaign, at least, where a lot of cool things like that happen, where everything's very tense. There's a lot of civilians in these missions, too. There's lots of missions where there's chaos happening in the game. People are running, and there is gunfire in between, and there's a lot of civilians. So it is really hard to shoot at the enemies when there's people like running all everywhere. You know what I mean?
How do you now? Because I don't remember this like in the original Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2. Mm-hmm. And just to clarify, also, guys, and for our listeners, that I have not purchased or played this game yet. Probably tomorrow morning I should be able to, due to some circumstances. But so now they've got civilians in the game. So how does this play out differently for you?
Like I said, there's a lot more choice. Like you gotta be more tactical, or more. You gotta be wiser with your shots and how you place them, because somebody could be running across and all of a sudden you just shot a fucking civilian that was running across the way. You know, or just because you like did a quick. Somebody was shooting at you from this direction. You turn real quick and you see somebody standing there. In normal Call of Duty, your reaction is to shoot, right? But in this one, they've made it a difference because there's a lot of civilians running around. So you're like, fuck, I just shot a person. Like, damn it. I was getting shot at from this direction and you had to be standing there. I shot you. I'm sorry. Like, fuck. But if you do deliberately, like, just shoot somebody, like, just like straight shoot somebody because you want to, for fun or whatever, the game does end. The game's like, don't shoot civilians, and it ends or whatever. But if like you're getting shot out from that direction, or you're shooting at an enemy that's shooting at you, and then like a civilian runs across the way and gets shot, it's kind of like just collateral damage. You know, like, oh fuck, like.
Unless you're being intentional and doing it more often than it.
Yeah.
It pretty much will tell you. Okay.
Yeah. And there's been a few other parts of the game where like there was one mission specifically that I was like, holy shit. They're going to get some shit for this probably. And there was another mission that reminded me. I don't know if you... Do you guys remember GTA 5? And when you're like when you're playing as Trevor and you torture that one guy, you like fucking just beat the shit out of him and torture him for like an hour? Well, in this game, there's an interrogation mission where you are interrogating a terrorist. Well... I mean, you're interrogating the terrorist. You gotta get him to talk, give up information. So you bring in his family, and it's kind of fucked up. And the game even Captain Price tells you, like, you know, you go up to the door. This is kind of spoilers, people, but you go up to the door, and Captain Price is like, look, you don't gotta do this. Like, you can walk away right now. Like, we'll take care of it for you. And you have a choice right there. You can be like, no, I'm in. Like, I want to do this. Or like, okay, no, I don't want to be part of this shit. Whatever you guys are going to do, fuck this. And I was like, no, I'm in. Fuck this. I want to see what happens. So, you know, we go in. Hold on.
Anyways, he goes in. Dramatic pause.
Yeah, so I go in. Sorry, dramatic pause. And like, you know, it's me, Captain Price, and another SAS soldier standing there. And all of a sudden, the other guy, the other SAS soldier, is like, I can't do this, Price. Like, I gotta leave. And Price is like, no worries, mate. and the dude just walks out. And then Captain Price, you know, we have this terrorist family. Like, they're crying. Like, no, don't. And the guy's like, no, not my fucking family. And the wife is telling the husband, like, what did you do? And he's like, don't worry. Like, I didn't do anything. They got the wrong guy. And she's like, what did you do? Like, what? You know, she's like freaking out, crying because we picked her up and like we literally kidnapped her and her son. And we have her husband like all beat up, tied up and shit in this chair. And Captain Price pulls out a gun and he puts it on the table and he's like, all right, pick it up. And I pick it up. And he's like, all right, one of you's gonna die. And he's like, who do you want to die first? He asked the guy that, and I point the gun at the family, and the dude's like, no, don't fucking shoot them. And I'm like, holy shit, the more I point the gun at these people, the more this guy gets like you know, he's scared that I'm going to shoot them. And I pull the trigger just because he wasn't talking. So I pull the trigger, and the gun had no bullets in it. And Captain Price is like, holy shit, you were really going to do it, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right. There was no bullets in it, and the guy's laughing. The terrorist is like, you pussies, you wouldn't do it. And Captain Price puts a bunch of bullets on the table. He's like, here you go. And I pick up all the bullets and start loading them in the gun. And then the dude puts like a hood on the mom and a hood on the kid. And he's like, all right, choose. Who do you want to die first, her or him? And the guy's like, no, I'll fucking tell you. And then he tells you like all the information you want to know. And then I was wondering if I could kill either of the people that have the hoods on him or whatever, like the mom or the kid. So I try to shoot the mom first, and it doesn't let you kill them. Like, it doesn't let you kill the mom or the kid, but it did let me kill the terrorist. So, like, I unloaded 6 bullets into this dude.
Like they drew the line right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, you can kill this dude. He's a piece of shit, but don't kill his family. So, yeah, like, the game has a lot of moral choices like that, and then the game really gets dark after that, because after that, Captain Price, he's like, I know this seems like illegal and immoral of us to do because we're like the military, but like we gotta do this, because if we don't do this, then we don't save people's lives. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want? He's like, you'd rather have one guy dead or 1,000 people dead. We gotta pay the price somehow. You know what I mean? He's like, we all do it. Everyone does it. We're good. So I was like, oh, that's pretty deep, Captain Price. It's pretty fucking deep, brother. But yeah, man, playing the campaign is a fucking blast. I think I'm near the end. It's been a fucking blast. But
how long is it? Would you say campaign?
I played about 5 hours of it. I don't know how long it really is. I'm not done with it though. I'll say that. I'm in this mission that's pretty intense. And I've done a lot of different things in the game, so it's fucking cool, man. I haven't tried any on the co-op, but I want to do that next. Mayo, talk about the multiplayer real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, unfortunately, like on the co-op that Jesus was talking about, we tried to get together and run co-op games, and for some reason, the console players are having an issue with playing the co-op mode. So it's telling them they have to download an additional packet. So we tried playing with Native Lives Matters, and so we're like, hey, let's try the co-op. We got a couple of us on, will give us a run. And when we went to select it, it wouldn't let us select it because it said Native didn't have it. And so it told him he had to download this packet to be able to play the co-op version. And so we're like, oh, must not got it installed, with the base game, which on the PC we didn't have to worry about that. It just literally got installed with the base game. So it's kind of weird.
Is it like I'm just reaching here, but it could be more of that. If you remember from back in the Borderlands 1 days, or even Borderlands 2, is it like a compatibility pack is what they're referring to?
I'm not sure. I can't remember what the name was they gave it, because he just kind of mentioned it. Like, he's like, oh, I have to install this packet for the co-op, and Jesus and I were like, well, we're ready to go, don't you have the game completely downloaded? And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it did, and then he just couldn't get into it. So then later on today, I was playing with Nipron, who is evidently he's playing it on his PlayStation, and he had the same situation. We were playing a couple online games. He's like, hey, do you want to check out the co-op? I'm like, sure, I got a little bit of time. We'll check out the co-op. And he was the leader of the party, and he went to go and select the co-op, and it told him he didn't have it downloaded yet. And he said it's like halfway downloaded, so we couldn't play it. So we had to wait. So we still have not gotten to play the multiplayer co-op, which is just like, I guess, like it's going to be like I don't know if it's going to be a story or not, or it's just going to be like a mission that we can do together. And, so.
Yeah, I forgot what they were called in the first and second one. Or I don't know if it was Modern Warfare 2 that had those co-op missions.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. Like Jesus was saying, the little bit of the campaign I played is really, really impressive graphically. It looks really good. Like, I keep even telling myself, I'm like, wow, this actually looks really, really polished. I was pretty surprised. They do a little trick with the way they film it. I think it's kind of, it has like that film grain look to it a little bit, and you can take some of that away on the PC settings, which I turned off, but it still looks really, 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 really good. And I keep telling myself how impressed I am with it. And even the multiplayer, the maps. I played quite a bit today, so I'm kind of learning the maps pretty good. And still just the graphics of the area that you're playing in look great. And enjoying it a lot. So I definitely think you should be picking this up, Gunny, because it's my first Call of Duty, and I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. So
yeah, I think I'm trying to think back to when the Xbox One debuted. I had that. It wasn't Modern Warfare. It was whatever that last one was. It was, yeah. And then I don't know. And then I just kind of dropped off. But yeah, definitely plan on picking that up. So I just need to get. And
it's awesome. The crossplay, feature of it. The only problem I'm having with the crossplay right now, and this is strictly on my end, I don't understand what's going on with it. And I had this problem in the beta a little bit also, is I cannot pick up any in-game chat. Like, a lot of us use Discord, and we're using Discord to chat and stuff like that. But like people that are just randoms that are in our squad or whatever, I can't listen to any of their chat. I can see the speaker above their name, and it shows that they're talking. And all that stuff. And we actually were running with Native Live Matters, a couple of his friends and family. And so we were like going to use in-game chat because they were on console and they didn't have Discord. They weren't in the HGP Discord. So I'm like, okay, we'll use the in-game chat. And I can't get it. Like, I have everything unmuted and I have everything set to like my mic is always live, and I have, team chat on and everything. And couldn't hear anything. I can see them lighting up like they're talking, but so I'm thinking it has something to do with the problem I had in the beta. So on the beta, for some reason, and I don't know why this happened when we were checking that out, the game was going through my headset, but the voice chat in game was going through my Oculus for some reason. Because my boy was playing and I heard voices and I'm like, what's that sound? And it was, and it was, my Oculus was sitting on top of my PC at the time. I'm like, it's coming from my Oculus because it's got built-in speakers in it. And so it like split the audio on the beta. So like part of it was going through the headset and part of it was going through my Oculus. Right now I don't have my Oculus hooked up. I like unplugged it to make sure that wasn't the case.
Right.
But I just have no audio and I can't find out like if it's like a separate channel or where it's going. Or
did you Google it and just see if maybe there's, I mean, it's still kind of like I said, a new game, but they're still trying to figure out the servers. I haven't gone that far to Google it yet, but for all these things to talk to each other, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. And even on the bottom of the screen, it says all mute. And so I'm like, okay, that has to be what it is. It's everybody's muted. And if I click on it or mouse over it, it just puts an F above it. Like I need to hit the F key to like toggle it. And it does nothing. Like it doesn't react to it or anything. So I don't know. But I know a couple of my friends on PC, they're complaining about the chat already. Like how toxic it is already. Just a mix of all PlayStation and Xbox and PC. Right. And he was complaining about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't have that problem because I can't hear any in-game chat. Like none of it's coming across on my end. I don't have to hear it. But it would be nice to be able to hear if I wanted to hear. So I'll figure it out. It's just like a little hiccup. It's definitely not preventing me from enjoying the game though. Yeah, I can just hear it now. You blinking console peasant, blinking blank. Right. Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow afternoon. I'll definitely. Here's the thing: is, we talked about this earlier before we started. We started the show, and that is, do I start playing on Xbox? I think obviously I want to play the campaign on Xbox in 4K and HDR. Mm-hmm. But then I talked about doing the multiplayer and the co-op, and I want to be able to. I could actually, hook up a mouse and keyboard. I think Nipron brought that up. He goes, hey, you can just hook up your mouse and keyboard to your Xbox. So will it let you? Is that one of the titles that will let you? Because I know not every game will let you run mouse and keyboard on your Xbox. Like your Xbox will support it, but there's only like a handful of games that support mouse and keyboard support. And it could, but I would maybe at least make sure if that's something you want to try to make sure it does support it. Yeah, and I thought we read an article that it would let me. I think I remember Jesus saying something about that that, hey, you'll show up as a PC icon on other people's screens because you will have a mouse and a keyboard, but you're playing on an Xbox.
That's the way Fortnite does it also. Like, if you're on an Xbox and you plug in a mouse and keyboard, it'll recognize it, but it's going to match make you with PC players.
Mm-hmm.
So, they will match make you with what you have, unless you would. On Fortnite, you can't change it, but it sounds like on Call of Duty you can. I haven't messed with trying to change it, like trying to go PC only or anything like that. I just letting it go as it is, and I'm finding a pretty even mix. Like the matchmaking, I'll find 4 or 5 guys on PC and 4 or 5 guys on console, or sometimes I'll find like the whole lobby is all PC. And the next game I run, I'll get into the lobby and the whole lobby will be all console, and I'll be like the only PC player. So it's kind of funny, like how every once in a while, like I'll be the only PC guy in the lobby, and the next time,
and since you can't hear anybody, they're all saying, "Murder the PC guy." Go after him.
It's probably good that I can't hear him. So
they're probably all laughing at you.
I haven't tried all the modes yet. I've been sinking all my time in just team deathmatch.
Were they called situations? Does that ring a bell? Is that what they were called?
What was that?
That was the Call of Duty co-op mode.
Oh no, it just says co-op on the menu.
Okay.
It doesn't say. It literally on the beginning it says campaign, multiplayer, or co-op, and as soon as we would pick the co-op, we couldn't get in at the time. So
yeah, okay.
But I'll continue on too with what I've been playing this week since Jesus isn't back. I've been playing a lot more Escape from Tarkov with Big McLarge Huge and Heathen, and then my son ended up picking it up also. So
and I did watch Big Mick Large, correct? Yes, I've been watching him on Twitch play this game.
Yeah, I watched a VOD of the person I kind of played with him, and I think you had jumped in after I did the VOD. I heard him making a reference to you, but yeah, it's interesting. I didn't realize how deep this game went with like the gun customization, the items that you have. So he was like, well, they're going to do a system wipe and you're going to be able to get gear really cheap. I have a lot of money. I'll buy you some gear. He's like, drop into this next level, basically naked. So go in with your PMC, which is your main character in your game. That one that if you die, you lose all your stuff you're carrying. And we went in and he brought in a bunch of stuff with him and he handed me a bunch of gear. And he gave me like a helmet and a vest and a backpack and all that stuff, And he gave me a gun. And he's like, we're going to go in hot, to try and fight our way through. And he gave me a helmet, and this helmet has a visor. And he's like, all right, if you hit in, it'll open and close your visor. And it's kind of like, not foggy, but, you can tell you're looking through like plexiglass or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so as we're walking, you would have it up just so you could have that clear vision. But he's like, remember, if you get in combat, you want to put that visor down because it'll actually help protect your face when you're getting shot at. So if you get like a headshot on you, it won't kill you instantly. That visor will at least absorb some of the damage, which probably isn't the most realistic thing to because it'll probably still kill you, but it does alter how much damage you receive if you have the visor up or down. I thought that was kind of interesting. And then
because I see a lot of headshots. Boom, you're dead.
Yeah, and that's the thing in this game too. And it's almost like that time to kill, like in Call of Duty Breakpoint. It's a couple bullets and you're dead. I mean, it's not. You can't sit there and soak up a bunch of bullets and live. And it's over in a snap of a finger. Like you get shot a couple times, you're instantly done, and you're in the lobby. But some of the other things I didn't realize are all the gear when you equip it all has individual weights, and it will affect like how far your character can jump. And I think it affects your stamina. Like your stamina will drain faster when you're running when you have heavier gear on, or if you go lighter gear, you'll have more stamina. You can jump a little higher. You can maybe clear that little railing easier and stuff like that. You can maneuver throughout the world a little faster if you go with less weighted gear. but then you're going to trade it for some health. So maybe if you have a really heavy vest on, you might be able to take a couple shots to the chest and not die instantly, but so I'm kind of finding that. And the other thing I found out really interesting was you can mod each gun, and there's a lot of guns in the game. And when you have a gun, say it takes like 7.62 ammo, and it'll be like, there's like 5 or 6 different kinds of 7.62 ammo you can get with different tracers on them and different, they go away. They show like weights on them and everything too. And you literally have to take your bullets when you get them and one by one load the bullet.
One by one, I noticed. Yeah, that's a
magazine,
fun thing to watch.
And then load the magazine into, the gun. So it's like, okay, so you want to make sure you're all loaded up before you drop in the mission. You can load a couple magazines and then put them in your backpack, and then you launch your mission. You want to get things ready before you actually jump in. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. And the guns, you have an ability to mod them, so you'll find mod parts throughout the world. And when you go to mod your gun, it shows like a side view of the gun, and you can kind of pan it around. But there is like 15 to 20 different boxes around the gun of parts that you can mod. You can change the grip, the backstock, the barrel, the sights, you can put tape on it, you can put a laser sight on it, you can do all these things, and you can sit there and find pieces for it and continue to add to this gun. So I thought that was kind of a neat aspect, and each gun has more or less, if you have a smaller gun like a pistol or something like that, you may not have as many options, as you would as like an AR of some form. But
are any of these mods like now that you're describing it from what I've seen on Twitch, I wasn't even sure like what are they doing this for looks? But is it more? Are you getting better accuracy out of these?
Yeah, I believe a lot of it helps increase your like aim down sights. It'll help your, obviously a scope is going to help your magnification of like a sniper rifle or something like that. You can change and put bigger scopes on, smaller scopes, red dot, that typical AR type stuff. But yeah, the grips and all that, I think was supposed to help you recoil.
Recoil, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
And then on top of all that, as you do things, kind of like an I want to say like I can't remember if it's like Fallout or not. As you do things, it's kind of like an RPG. As you do things with your character, that they level that skill up. So if you do a lot more running, it's going to build up your stamina. You'll level up your stamina. If you're doing a lot of stuff like aiming down sights, then that gives you a better aiming down sight ability as you continue to progress your character. And there's, I think, maybe like 30 different things you can look at and level with your character. So it's a little bit of a grind, like leveling all that stuff up and making your character stronger, more accurate, and stuff like that. Also, on top of having all these guns and these big maps that you drop into and everything else. So it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. They are doing the official new update for the game that says, I guess they're going to kind of change a bunch of stuff on it. I think it comes out tomorrow, which is Sunday. So Big McLarge Huge asked me if I was going to play it Sunday, and I usually don't have time to play on Sundays. And then Monday I have a closed alpha I'm going to be checking out, so I probably won't get a chance to play again until probably Tuesday. But I'm looking forward to getting in and seeing what this new
Who gets to play the closed alpha?
So
is there a certain group of chosen?
This is just a different game that I was invited to. A couple of guys from the community and from my Discord channel was talking about it. It's a game called GTFO.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a sci-fi, or not sci-fi, but it's like a 4-player co-op shooter, like a horror. Like you're going through an area, and you guys got kind of, I'm not sure if you got to clear it or how it's going to exactly play out, but the trailer looked really interesting and looked really good. So I got a key for it and redeemed it on Steam, and they have an open or a closed alpha for Monday.
Okay. Cool.
I did message Jesus. I had like one extra key, and I think that will when he redeems it, will give him 3 keys. So he might be able to send you a key, but you'd have to play it Monday.
Okay, I'm off Monday. Let's do it. And then we can not talk about it.
Yeah. Well, actually, they said we could stream it. They even said we could stream it, but we couldn't cover. They're going to put like an alpha watermark, basically, on the corner of the screen while you're playing. They just said you can't cover it up while you're streaming. So they need to let people know that it's an alpha, but they're going to let us stream it.
Yeah. So we can talk impressions for sure.
Yeah. So.
Sweet.
The only other game I played this week, and this one's a little bit of an old one, I guess. For some reason, I just felt like playing something different. And like in midweek, kind of waiting for Call of Duty, kind of waiting for the Outer Lands, which I did not get to actually because Call of Duty ended up soaking up all my time. But I ended up jumping back into Heavy Rain. Like I haven't given this game a whole lot of time yet. And, I played a little bit of the intro and I stopped. So I sat down the one night and I actually stayed up pretty late and played it and got a lot farther into it. And I was really getting into the story, actually. I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. I was wanting to see how it goes. And if it probably wouldn't have been for Call of Duty coming out Friday, I probably would have finished it this week. Because I was really getting into it until, Call of Duty launched. The story, and that I'm not sure like how much the story actually changes, but I played up to a part where like you do the detective and you find a body and it's like raining and you put on the glasses and you can like scan the area and he gets different clues and then they talk about the origami killer and your character, how he keeps blacking out and stuff, and waking up in the middle of the street and you have like an origami thing in his hand and and then his son disappears. And I think the last thing I did is I did the part where you go to like it's like a bus station or something like that, and they tell you you have to go to the storage locker and you go in and you pull out a shoebox and it has like 3 or 4 origami animals and they're numbered, and then it has like a handgun in there, and it asks you like how far will you go to save your son and there's all this and it gives you like a clue of like where you have to go and what you got to do, and that's where I had stopped. So
that's where it really starts to get good. I mean, and not playing this and just watching playthroughs for myself. So, of course, some of it's been so long since I've watched the playthrough.
Yeah, I'm not sure how old this game is now. Like, I know it's been a while, but
it's new
to me. So,
at least I would say 8 years has it been? Has it been that long?
I don't know
because it was back on PlayStation 3 earlier. Yeah, because I remember watching another. Well, he wasn't a streamer, but a YouTuber. He's now a streamer. Yeah, way back on early PS3 days. But I know every time I see that on the PlayStation 4, I'm like, oh, I've got other games I got to play. I got to finish God of War first before I fire that one up.
I know. I'm starting to feel the crunch now of like what to play because, this week alone, I'm sitting there going, I have Call of Duty and I have Outer Worlds. And I was really excited for Outer Worlds too. And I'm like, I want to check out Call of Duty. And so like, since I'm not really into the Call of Duty thing and I wanted to get a jump start on this multiplayer and see how it plays out and get a feel of the aiming and all that stuff. So I just played a lot of that this weekend, and probably this coming week I'll probably jump into the Outer Worlds. And I know we could probably move on to you, and I see that's what you've been playing. So maybe I'll get your take on it, 'cause I hear really good about it. I heard a lot of people are really liking it.
Yeah, so I fired that up today. I've been just for our listeners out there, I've been trying to, focusing on other things and, some fires around me. So I've been following the news and Twitters and things like that. So a lot of distractions, but from what I've played, I definitely get that Fallout vibe to it. And I never played a lot of Vegas. So, but visually I get like, oh, it's like you get that Fallout 4 pistol in the beginning. And like even the opening cutscene, I kind of miss some of that where it was kind of playing out, but you're just, I don't know if you're, what happened to you exactly? I'll probably just touch more on that next week once I might just restart the game, Mayo. I think I might have to, because I would just went in and started choosing things where I want to put my perk points, which was pretty cool. Like, like a classic Fallout, like, hey, there's dexterity. How many points do I want to put into my shooting abilities? And there was just other things like, there's like your sneak. How many points go into this? Just to, like a classic RPG. But I like a lot of the dialogue. And I remember, hearing a lot of previews about this game, and some of it's pretty funny, where it'll give you an option where you go in and you'll talk to these people who are, I don't know, I guess they're like cops or something, like right in the beginning or near the beginning. And, and they'll ask you something like, hey, you can't park your ship right here or something. And it's not even your ship, right? So, and you could say, well, how do I pay the fine? I don't have a job. And then there'll be another option for, you'll have to fight me for it or something, or I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not even who you say, who you think I am. And so it kind of I like that wide variety of dialogue that it gives you.
Yeah, I hear you can do a lot. Like, I heard you can kill like any NPC and it doesn't really affect the outcome. I mean, that person would be gone in the game, but it won't affect your story per se completely. They'll like, everything continues on and that person will be there and you'll still be able to finish the campaign if that NPC wasn't there. So it reminds me of, I don't know if you ever played Divinity Original Sin. That game has a lot of NPCs and you can kill any NPC in that game and you can sell any item in that game. So you can sell like a major quest item. And so you're like, oh, I need this request. And the game doesn't tell you, it like does not hold your hand. And you can go back to that NPC, the merchant that you sold it to, and you can actually buy it back. But then you got to sit there and remember it, be like, who did I sell that to, and what town, and all that stuff. So it can actually break the game. I know some people that actually got all the way to the end, and they needed these 12 things, and they sold all of them.
Like a Resident Evil almost, right?
Yeah, and so it really jacked up their game, and they actually never finished it then because they would actually have to pretty much play it through again and not sell those items. The second one, I guess, prevents you from doing that somewhat now. But that's the first thing I thought of when I heard like how open this game was, like how you could kill the NPCs or change the way everything interacts. I hear like by decisions you make, like you could have an NPC in your party and you'll talk to another NPC. Those two won't like each other by some actions or something like that. And it will start like a fight or something like that will happen and stuff. So,
yeah. Now I'll try to explain this without trying to spoil anything, but I picked up my first NPC. I mean, my first follower, I'll call it. And so she was raised by this guy in town who is important and, and has power, probably like a governor of some sorts. And so I take her and we go to a couple locations to either try to persuade this other group of people to come back, to town. And I think it's weird because I'm they're telling me like, no, we're not going back to that person. And my followers like standing like right there next to me. And I can either say like, yeah, let's go. I'm going to go shut his power off and shut him down and get rid of him. And it just feels weird to actually say those things in front of her, because like, I guess later on I will be able to like have more dialogue, with your followers. So, but that's kind of like right where I'm at right now. I'm just kind of like on the main in town. So, and I just have a basic pistol and assault rifle. And I feel like also the ammo is hard to come by. And they have different vending machines I've noticed around. It'll even say like, oh, you spotted a vending machine. So it'll actually appear on your map. So to go to it once you have, enough funds to buy more ammo. And you will pick up other things where, once you down a NPC, and then you'll be able to go over and loot their bodies. So, but graphically it looks good. I don't think it's like awesome looking.
Yeah, so my next question was what you thought of it graphically. I thought it looked pretty interesting. Like I like the bright colors of it, and kind of like the atmosphere seemed like it'd be nice.
Yeah, and so I have running on 4K HDR. Like I did have to turn the brightness down because those colors are popping. And it almost reminds me of like some of the colors for like Metro Exodus or something, but not like Wasteland or anything like that. More like Fallout 4.
Gotcha.
Better graphically than Fallout 4. So because I think Obsidian made the this is like Fallout a better game than that one. So, but yeah, I'll play a lot more of it.
Going to how much this will hurt Fallout, because we've seen the news about 76 here. We'll hit that here later, but I wonder like how much this is going to hurt Fallout 76, if not any, because
no.
I mean it's already been out for a while, so I don't know if it's going to affect people buying it per se. But
no, this is one fixed campaign that's a 30-hour game. So, and it's not anything where you can go, oh, I'm going to turn this into. I don't think you can play co-op. There's no multiplayer. So it is a single player experience, which is completely different from a Fallout 76 game.
Yeah. I guess I'm kind of thinking more like Fallout 4. I guess you'd be probably more comparable with something like that, I think.
Yeah, but just for for people listening, you're not building anything that I know of. I haven't found. To me, I feel like there's that Fallout 4. There's Fallout New Vegas is in there a little bit. I mean, I could just see it from the art style from Obsidian. So I mean, you can tell they grabbed a lot of those assets from those games. So, yeah.
I know this is on Game Pass. Is this Microsoft exclusive? This is Microsoft.
No, I saw it on. I went to Epic Store to get the free games this week, and no, it's on there.
Oh, okay.
It is on Epic, the evil Epic Store.
The evil Epic Store.
Yeah.
Ew.
So yeah, as far as I know, it's not. So obviously, it's not going to be on Steam, but it's out on PlayStation 4, Xbox, and Epic as of now. So, but yeah, I think that's. Let's see, anything else that I played besides that one? Oh, a little more Control.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was frustrated with the game last week. Just couldn't get past this. Like, I called it a boss fight, but it was more about like I just need to do, damage him enough to where he basically escaped to proceed to the next mission.
And you say you restarted the game? You said something like you was wanting to restart it, maybe to.
Yeah, I wanted to restart it because I was so frustrated. I thought maybe I was underpowered. I didn't have enough, enough perk points or something to like complete that boss fight. But like I said, you have those like save points, which are these circles that you grab, and they're more or less they're just save points. So it was like right outside that door. So I was able to go in there and do enough damage and proceed to the next mission. I'm trying to think. I've been thinking about it all week. Like, what does this game remind me of? And it's not an Alan Wake game. It will come to me eventually. But yeah,
it wasn't Break either, huh?
No,
that's what I think of when I see it. I think of Quantum Break.
There's probably another game that I played back on Xbox 360 that it definitely reminds me of.
It isn't like a Max Payne kind of thing, is it? Where the whole messing with time and freezing things, maybe?
No, there's no time freezing or anything. But what it does have is, for example, right after I finish that mission, then you go to another location. Not another location, but you're going up through this building, and you'll see like there's like it almost reminds me of like a not Marvel, but I'm trying to think of who was in oh gosh, was it Excelsior? That's not Marvel, that's the other company. What am I thinking of as far as comic books?
Like DC?
DC, thank you. So I always forget that one. And you know how remember he was in that cell that was kind of far away from the door to kind of keep him contained. So it looked exactly like that. I was like, oh, I know what that is. But then there's a telephone and it's ringing in that other room. So they did throw that Alan Wake stuff in there. And then like somebody came up and shot me in the back and killed me. I was like, great, reload, checkpoint. But what was cool was what I didn't notice at first was I needed to turn around and, pull this cord to turn the light out. So when you turn the light out, it actually, now you're in this hotel, like what the hell's going on? And then you got to switch it, I think, a couple more times. Because after I tried to check each door, I'm like, okay, nothing's happening here. Then you're in this part where you're just basically doing like this parkour stuff. You're jumping over these ledges, and you're also on the controller. You're pressing, I think it's the B button, and you'll actually propel forward to get through certain things. So it's like you're almost like you're platforming in a way, and then you're just talking to these whatever monster alien people, and then you get to the telephone and you're killing other NPCs. So yeah, it's a weird game. It's very weird. So there's a lot going on in there. But,
gotcha. I feel like I keep wanting to pick this up, but I feel like somebody asked last week about it maybe coming to Game Pass, and that just feels like a Game Pass title. In my mind. Yeah. And so I keep waiting. And now that I have so much other things to play, because Red Dead's right around the corner, and, Star Wars and all them right around the corner. So maybe I guess I'll probably wait and see if it does come out on Game Pass. And if it does, then I can just go ahead and, give it a shot and see what it's like.
Yeah, I feel like Twilight Zone. I mean, I think some of that was thrown. That's what it felt like, too. Like little Twilight Zone. Who was that? There's another author from a book, but if he made video games, this would be also like something he would make as well. I'll think of his name in a second here, but yeah, it's a trip. So, but I think it's about all I played. Really, just those two games. And Jesus is not back yet. Where the hell is he? I think he's doing laundry, guys.
I don't think he's doing laundry. I think he's out over there practicing some Call of Duty. He's probably playing Call of Duty around the corner, and we just don't know it.
We were trying to get him to come podcast. We're like, come on, let's go do a podcast. He's like, fuck no, I got to play Call of Duty.
Yeah. This would be the prime opportunity for my Jesus, impersonation. Like, hey guys, no, I'm playing Call of Duty. Screw you, Mayo. But anyhow, so I guess we could go ahead and go on news, and we'll catch up with Jesus when he gets back. So I guess, Gunny, this is where you're famous. What time is it?
It's news time. Hit us up on the news. Follow us on Facebook. Just go with the news, Mayo. I got some noise back here.
All right, so we're going to start off. EA hints at a return to Steam. It may not seem like much is going on, but EA is tweeting out a picture of a steaming hot beverage in an EA mug, and it sure seems like a hint that they are going to be returning to Steam. Said games has been available exclusively on Origin PC, and the launch of Battle Royale 3 back since 2011, and Crysis 2 has even was put off of Steam like a year later. So basically since 2011, all your titles have been on Origin. It looks like the way they're talking is that they're hinting at bringing back some of these titles. It says one tweets not only the evidence EA games might be coming back to Valve's launcher. Earlier this week, Robot Brush found a test application to run Origin games through Steam, suggesting a similar situation to Uplay, where games are on sale in Steam but will open the Uplay launcher when played. So basically what's going to happen, I have a feeling, is going to be they're going to start putting Origin games, probably the older games, are going to start becoming available on Steam, and we'll be able to purchase them through the Steam store. And when you add it to your library, and you're just going to launch it through the Steam library, it's going to bring up Origin, similar to what it does with Uplay.
Yeah.
So like, you guys know that when you click on a Uplay game, like say Division 2, if you have it in your, well, that one's not in Steam, but say Division 1, if it's in your Steam library, you would click on it and it actually opens Uplay, and you would launch into Uplay and play it off of there. So I think this is a smart move, and I don't know why most developers don't do this anyways, because it's just one more platform to sell your game on. You know, you don't really gain anything by not putting it on Steam. You know, because even if you get a handful of Steam buyers, then you've got a few more sales. You know, so like I don't know why it's.
Reading this earlier this week, this article, and the first thing that came to mind was, does Steam get the 30% cut in sales because you're purchasing it on Steam,
might, yeah.
or does maybe it's something we won't know because it's not public knowledge. Do they cut a deal with Steam? I wasn't sure how that works. Does EA have a special deal with Steam, and does Ubisoft have a deal with Steam as far as revenue?
Yeah, nothing said whether, you know, they're going to continue to take that 30-70 split, or I know it gets better the more money they make, you know, like the more a game sells, actually Steam takes less of a percentage. So like once they hit a certain dollar amount, Steam is like, okay, now we only take this much, you know, so.
And obviously they won't hit that, especially if they're keeping it, you know, they're keeping Origin, you know, and that's going to be the primary place to play on PC.
It's just interesting too, is they're doing this with Steam and not Epic. You know, you keep hearing all this stuff about Epic doing this, and now all of a sudden Origin's kind of partnering up with Steam a little bit, but maybe they'll partner up with Epic also, which would probably be a smart move.
We know this for a fact. We know this, that Epic did approach them, right? Of course they did. Of course they did. We know, right? And I'm sure I'm just trying to get, you know, beyond the walls and into the EA Think Lab here, and they probably said, you know what, this is not going to work as far as like an exclusive kind of thing, and we're just gonna put our tail between our legs and go back to Steam, right? Because that's where they're going to see the most people anyway, right? The most views, the most traffic. But whether they agree to that 30 or not, you know, who knows? They'll probably just cut something with Steam. That would be my guess.
Yeah. All right, moving on though, we'll talk about that evil Epic Store, since the competitor of Steam, and they are evidently making a push. Epic sues former Fortnite tester who leaked the Chapter 2 secrets. So just a quick read through here is Epic's game is suing a former Fortnite user, experienced tester, for leaking details for Fortnite Chapter 2, claiming the leak spoiled the suspense that Epic had been working on to generate and build for months. In the lawsuit filed to a North Carolina court this week, Epic said Ronald Skies broke the non-disclosure agreement after testing the game in September. In the weeks following the test, Skies took to Twitter to reveal details about the upcoming update. Epic claimed in court documents reported by Polygon, using multiple accounts, Skies revealed a new map, the presence of swimming and boats, and upgrade stations in the studio, it said. Information is currency, and Skies cashed in on what he learned as a user experience tester for Epic. He did so at the expense of Epic and those in the Fortnite community who were anxiously awaiting the new season of Fortnite, only to have some of Epic's planned surprise spoiled by Skies' leak, says Epic. It says Epic is seeking damages alongside the destruction of all copies of Epic's trade secrets in Skies' possession. As a direct result on Skies' breach of his contractual obligation under his NDA, Epic has sustained and will continue to sustain damages in an amount to be determined, said Epic.
Yeah, and I don't see anywhere where Sykes said or gave any kind of excuse or comments to this as to why he did it. He or she?
Yeah, probably just trying to get popular, probably, just, because he tweeting that out, like they're probably really build his tweet channel, like he's probably putting that information out there saying he had a good source or whatever, and people are probably retweeting it a bunch and just building this reputation. But now he probably built his reputation the wrong way. So.
I think so, and assuming he's just a tester, he's going to have to be filing for bankruptcy pretty soon. So, especially after they take him to court.
They did throw on the bottom. It says it's not the first time that Epic has sued a Fortnite leaker. Last year, it sued a former tester for revealing details about Season 4. So I don't know how that has panned out for that individual, but
wow,
time will tell. We'll see how inexpensive of a leak that was for him.
Yeah, I can't think of any reason why anybody would even want to do that unless they're making tons of money on the side.
Well, if only Jesus was here to hear this. Google to launch multiple game studios for Stadia exclusives, but huge new IP still several years away. So this article says Google is planning to create a few different first-party studios to make exclusive games for Google Stadia, but don't expect any blockbusters for a long time. Google Studio will release exclusive games every year, starting within the next 4 years, but it may be several years before we see a huge new IP. Google's head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, Jade Raymond, told GamesIndustry.biz. He says, "We have a plan that includes building out a few different first-party studios and also building up the publishing org to ship exclusive content created by indie developers and other external partners." She said, "It is a long-term view that Google is taking for a big bet and a huge new IP that's going to fully leverage the cloud. It may be several years."
Yeah, so doesn't this sound to you like, it's more of this soft launch? We have another article too that kind of leads to that or hints to that.
This has to be kind of expected because they're kind of new to the industry. Google is probably just trying to get this working first, and then maybe we'll worry about getting an exclusive made studio game, from them and stuff like that. Because they say they decided to do gaming 2 years ago. We all know how long a game takes to make. It can take, years. So this is going to take time. They probably have something started already. And who knows, they could be halfway through it. But even halfway through it could be 3 years out yet,
And, and the other thing too is they already have, they already have games for it as far as like games that are already popular. I'm sure. I don't know. Is Fortnite going to be on there, or is that just going to be more of just an Epic thing? Do you know? I'm not even sure what, besides your Red Dead and other large, other AAA games are going to be on this.
I haven't heard anything either.
And the other weird thing that I find too is, like, okay, I'm not a founder, you're not a founder, but where do I sign up? How do I create a gamer tag? How do I do this? Is there something here in my Chrome browser? You know what I mean? It's just not even a thing yet.
Yeah, and I don't think even Jesus, I don't think he's canceled his yet, but he still hasn't really received much information from them, and that release is like November 19th.
Right.
So it's like not even 30 days away, and we still don't know anything yet. And I'm not sure if you were hitting at the same article. I seen an article earlier today talking about there may be a little bit of a delay when you can play your Stadia. So they were promising, I don't have the article in front of me, but just a real quick summary of it was they were saying that the people that got it pre-ordered early will get it like on the 19th because they have to ship the hardware out. And they said it will start shipping on the 19th. So if you were an earlier order of it, your shipment would go first. But if you were a later order of it, you were kind of later in the pipeline of when your equipment would be shipped to you. You may not necessarily get to be able to have your equipment to play it on the 19th. So
I'm just kind of reading through it. I guess because there's something about this new Premier Edition. Apparently that won't be shipped by the date stated for November 19th.
It's like a new edition. Basically, they're kind of rebranded the Founders Edition and are calling it the Premier Edition. But anybody that orders that right now is going to be one of the last ones to get it shipped out to them. So they're going to be waiting. All the Founders Editions are going to be shipped out first.
Yeah, because I've been seeing their Twitter, and it basically just says right here, that's a wrap, folks. Stadia Founders Edition has completely sold out. We can't wait to welcome all our founders to play Stadia on November 19th. But it says here, Google pointed out on its blog post from last week, and sure enough, it technically says that Founders Editions will only start arriving on November 19th, and that you might only get to play starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time that day, if you were one of the first gamers who pre-ordered. So, yeah, I guess there is like a queue, so may have to wait a few more days. Hopefully it's not longer than that you have to wait. But yeah, I want to get I guess I'll probably have to wait if I'm going to get that Chromecast Ultra or even if I want to. I don't think, that's the thing where I'm like torn. Like, do I just get a Xbox, Pro controller? Do I get the Pro 2? The Pro 2 is like a little too expensive for me. I used to be a preacher of, I always bring up the Xbox controller, right? Because I'm like, why would I want a Google controller, I'm so used to the Xbox One, if it's Bluetooth. And I was even telling the wife yesterday, it was last night, I go, what's a Stadia? Every time I try to explain it to her, she's like, so, and after I go on for 5 minutes, she goes, so it's more money you want to pay for? I'm like, yes, that's basically what I'm telling you. I want to spend more money. No, but that it was just if I want to go get one of these, let's say December or even January, because it's not something I really need to play right away or get. Unless there was a big AAA exclusive game, I probably would have been a founder, for like a new IP.
Yeah, something you could probably think of doing too is what I think I will do is maybe I'll check it out, but I'll just do it off my PC for now because it should be able to recognize an Xbox controller. So I can use my Xbox controller on my PC right now, but you could probably even use it wired. You can probably plug in your Xbox controller to your PC. And
right. Somebody else mentioned that too.
It'll probably recognize that. So if you want to try it on your Chrome browser, we probably will be able to, early on and see then we'll really be able to see like the latency and stuff like that and see how well these games play, if there's any kind of input lag and stuff like that to see. And maybe that would help us know whether we want to further invest in buying the controller and, the Chromecast Ultra and all that stuff. So,
yeah. Yeah, so no hurry on that. That can wait. It's a nice controller, though. It looks nice. But I'll stick with my Xbox One. I've got the PlayStation controller, which is Bluetooth. So I can wait on getting any new Xbox controllers if I really have to.
Right. Gunny, do you feel the same way about the Ubisoft CEO who right now admits that they blew it with Breakpoint?
I can't believe he would say that.
Yeah, that's kind of
I thought this was from The Onion, but apparently this is a true statement from...
This is on PC Gamer. And yesterday it says it was a big day for Ubisoft and not at all a good one. They said the publisher announced delays to multiple big games, including Watch Dogs Legions, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and the upcoming title Gods and Monsters, which collectively took a big toll on Ubisoft's bottom line for the fiscal year. Other contributing factor to Ubi's financial woes, and part of the reason for the delays, was a thundering failure of Ghost Recon Breaking Point, and to a lesser extent Division 2. It says Ubisoft didn't provide numbers, but said it had made a sharp downward revision in the revenues expected from both games, which it blamed on a failure of different Breakpoint, or which it failed to differentiate Breakpoint from its predecessor, and overall lack of interest in sequels to live games and excess bugs for some games failure. So basically they're just kind of saying, like maybe Ghost Recon Wildlands, I feel like they're saying as they continue to update that game, a lot of people feel they didn't need to get Breakpoint because they're still enjoying Wildlands, and that game was still being supported. I'm just wondering if they kind of shot themselves in the foot by releasing this game that's so similar to Wildlands when you could just keep playing Wildlands, and going there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. It's I just for the short amount of time that I played it on Uplay Plus, I thought, oh, okay, it's Wildlands. It's just more of an urban, there's just more building and it's daylight, it's a different country. It's more, it's more like a tropical jungle type thing, but less trees and less hills. I don't know. Yeah, ouch, man. I'm still looking forward to picking this up again, either on Uplay on the cheap or on Steam or on Xbox.
Yeah, I would say
coming up this holiday, I just got to buy Call of Duty first, and it feels like like Wildlands 2 to me. I know some will argue, no, it doesn't, it's better, but no, I'm a big fan of these.
Yeah, according to the article here, it says Ubisoft CEO made the point that while Breakpoint will naturally be compared to Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's not a fair comparison because Wildlands has had years to get its act together. That's a lesson that applies to live games across the board. Sequels to live games cannot be handled the same way they are started with, start to finish. And it says we continue to learn and adapt that realities of live operations. And what we have experienced is that it's more difficult to create interest for a sequel of a successful live multiplayer game when the past iteration has benefited from years of optimization and improvements. He also goes on to say, he says, with so many learnings and built-in competence from our teams, we wrongly believe that after a 30 to 36 month gap between releases, players would be ready to enjoy new adventures of our live games. In the end, it proved too short of a time frame.
I don't know. I think maybe he's selling himself short here. I really think he is, because maybe he's got to remember too that there's that possibility that people said, whoa, other people are thinking, okay, I want to get Call of Duty, I'm going to hold off on getting this new game because I can still play Wildlands. Right? There's just so many other games to play. I don't think it's like a problem with this game. But again, I'm just I think Breakpoint's it's a solid game, man. But and the other thing too is games get delayed, Guillemot, right? That happens. We don't like it as gamers, but jeez.
Yeah, so it looks like they're pushing back all their major releases here.
Yeah. Rainbow Six Quarantine, I mean, gosh, look at Rainbow Six, man. That game continues to sell. I see it down to like $6-7 now on Steam and on the Uplay store. But that is a solid, and it's a very popular game. It's successful. They continue to update it.
So I got to continue to make money off their microtransactions also, because you're selling, they're selling new operators, like every so once in a while. So people are buying the new operators and the expansions for it continually.
Absolutely. They're smart in the way they do things where you're getting, like I said, you're getting those operators. I think they're at a reasonable price. And the other thing too is the things that are totally optional, like like a lot of the skins that you can get and the charms that you can buy, and sometimes you earn charms. So I don't think they're predatory in any way possible. I could be, maybe some people disagree with me, but you can buy just all these different things for your operators. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice because it's, I guess the only thing you can complain about is if somebody has all the operators and you wouldn't have that advantage. But I'm pretty sure, I don't play Ghost Recon, but you can earn them all in game if you don't want to pay for them. I think it just takes time, possibly.
I think Jesus' brother played it enough to actually, or didn't Jesus? I think it just took him a while to actually get enough, what were they called, rec points or something like that, to actually buy the next set of operators. So yeah, if you actually love this game enough and you play it long enough, you can get enough money to buy the next set of operators. So it's look at it as more of a shortcut. So yeah.
Look who's gonna maybe join us here pretty soon. We might have
a water line break or what, man? We're halfway through the news here.
Oh shit! Sorry, dudes. Oh man, I know I had to. So remember I told you my washer broke and my brother showed up with a new one. So we had to unload it, move the dryer, move the washer, move the new one back in, connect it up, and then hook up the new dryer with the. You know how stupid those fucking vents are on those dryers, those stupid hoses.
Man.
Oh, it's such a bitch, dude.
House model remodel simulator. I played that game before.
Oh my god, I missed all the Call of Duty talk. I missed all the talk. God damn.
Yes, we're through news. We know Gunny and I have figured out what was going on. You have like a mirror in the corner of your room over there, and we can see your reflection. You're hiding over there by your TV playing Call of Duty
this whole time.
I'm gonna play it.
He just couldn't get away. He's like, I gotta get my Call of Duty fix in.
I gotta beat the Mayo. I can't let the Mayo outrank me. Nah, so yeah, man. Call of Duty is fun times, people. But we're on the news now. Where are we at on the news here, boys?
We were talking about Ubisoft and Guillemot, the CEO, crapping on his own game.
Why?
Breakpoint. I don't know. What is he saying, Mail? That he thinks it wasn't a large enough gap between the two games?
Yeah, he's saying basically their sales have been kind of down right now between Division 2 and this new Ghost Recon, and he's kind of wondering if it's because we're comparing them to the old versions of games that they're sequels to, and them
he's not wrong.
Years of updates.
He's not wrong. Think about how many people have said that Ghost Recon Breakpoint has taken a lot from the Division 2, especially with the gear score and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So if you consider the gear score, how like a hat counts towards your level of your gear, your T-shirt will count towards the level of your gear. I mean, that wasn't in Wildlands at all. Wildlands was all about the guns, the shooting, the co-op. And this one, it seems like they've kind of switched that. It's still about that, but they really added this new layer of complexity to it with this gear score stuff, which we've never seen it before in Ghost Recon until
but isn't
now,
that good?
And we saw
isn't
it with
that
the
a good
Division.
thing? We want to prolong the game, though, right?
I think we do, Gunny, but I think every game doesn't need to be a game with gear score. Like, I don't want Call of Duty to be a gear score game. I don't want Grand Theft Auto to be a gear score game. I don't want Red Dead to be a gear score game. I want those to be experiences that I enjoy, that are linear experiences. Like, imagine if Red Dead was a gear score game. Like, oh, this cowboy hat gives you +2 stamina, and it kind of does that already to an extent. For example, if you smoke the cigarettes in the game, it lowers your health, but it gives you the Deadeye. It fills up your Deadeye meter. It makes it bigger, and it makes it longer. It makes it so you can use Deadeye for a much longer time. But the cigarettes will lower your health overall. It starts killing you. So, but they have stuff like that, or they have stuff where a saddle will make a horse run faster, or like deplete the stamina. But I mean, that's kind of normal stuff we've kind of seen in RPGs before. But what I don't like is gear score. Think of like the next Elder Scrolls game has gear score, Gunny. You know what I mean? Or stuff like that. I mean, gear score, they kind of already do. But I don't want... I just don't like things being attached to numbers, in my opinion. It all makes everything too confusing, and it makes it overcomplicated, and it's kind of annoying, to be honest.
Like I said, in the 2 hours that I played the game, or hour and a half, I probably played 2 hours of it total, but that was super confused because I'm like, what are all those numbers? And either way, I was picking it up, going, well, this gun shoots better. I'm going to use it, or I like this set of armor. I'm going to take it.
I mean,
but I always thought...
so attached, like you would find a gun and start to like it, and you're immediately trading it off because another, higher rated gun you found, like... Oh, look at this.
And that happens in Borderlands a lot, dude.
Well, yeah.
Borderlands is horrible for that. We're like,
all right,
I love this gun. I love this gun, and then all of a sudden it's like, fuck, this gun is level 20 and I'm 30 now. Like, God, I can't use this no more.
See,
fucking
that's
annoying.
that's where I'm a sucker, and that's why I like games like that, where like in a Borderlands game or, in a Wildland or in this Breakpoint. So because I see it as, I want to just always chase that carrot and just get the next. What's the next best thing?
I like to stick to the gun that I have. Like right now in Call of Duty, the main gun that I've been using the whole time, it was mostly because I figured out that I had a pre-order bonus, was the MX4, the M4, but that MX4 edition or whatever, or the XRT edition. It's like if you pre-ordered the game, you got this gun for pre-ordering it. And I figured out how to unlock it as soon as you reach level 4, how to equip it. So I'm running around with the gun that's fully kitted out. It has a suppressor. It has a hybrid scope. It has a stock. It has a kind of special trigger on it. It has a
laser
stock
light
on it. It has a laser on it and shit. It looks badass. It's like pretty much like leveled up higher than level 1, like the M4 that I would have otherwise standard. You know what I mean? So I have all these attachments on it, and it makes it so much better. And that's the gun I like, man. So I don't know. I like to stick to the guns that I like. And the M4 is the gun that I like in that game. And even Brink was telling me, M4 is the best gun in this game. He's like, it's good at long range and it's good at short range. Like, you don't have to worry about either. You can always engage people. Because you can shoot them from the whole map. You can shoot across the whole map and kill somebody. Or somebody can run right in front of you. You can just shoot them real quick and kill them. Like, it makes no difference. The gun is badass. But he thinks they're going to nerf it. I don't think they will. He thinks they will. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah,
Don't
man.
do it.
Speaking of like the CEO situation with the Division 2 and the Ghost Recon Breakpoint, he may not be wrong, but at the same time, I feel like those are two different types of games almost. Whereas
you're fighting a lot of NPCs.
Ghost Recon is more about being in the jungle, and the Division 2 is if you like an urban environment. And for me, that's why I think the Division has always been a better game. I enjoy the urban environments more than I do like the forest or the desert. It's just, I don't give a fuck if that tree looks nice, but I give a fuck if this street looks nice. This street looks like Washington, D.C. Fuck yeah, I give a fuck about that, but I don't care if your forest looks nice or your fucking stupid desert or whatever the fuck. Oh, look at this. Look at these trees. The leaves move when you walk by them. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Make Washington, D.C. look great again, and I love that shit. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's all about the graphics, man. No, or maybe it's not. It's about the shooting.
Yeah. And I don't know. Like I said, it could also be that Ghost Recon Breakpoint launched so late in the year compared to where the Division launched in a spot where there wasn't anything to compete with it, really. Like, there wasn't another shooter that I can remember around the Division.
And the other thing I brought up, too, while you were gone was it maybe too close to Call of Duty's
That's
launch?
what I'm thinking. Yeah. Call of Duty's coming out at this point. Like, everyone knew Call of Duty was coming out. Everyone was hyped for Call of Duty, and quite honest, dude, like, the hype for Call of Duty overshadowed almost every single game. Like, about the only game that I can see that has as much hype as Call of Duty may be Death Stranding. But even Call of Duty, I think, beats the hype on that one even. I think the main reason people are going to be buying that is because they want to experience that exclusive Sony game, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even like the PC Red Dead Redemption 2 launch, like I feel like the Call of Duty hype overshadowed that even. Like, I feel Call of Duty is just overshadowing everyone right now, and it's back on top, kind of like it's always been.
Yeah,
But,
and then I'm curious also, like, what the percentages of gamers that let's say that are multi-platform. You know, like, hey, I own a PS4 and a PC, or I own an Xbox and a PC. Like, where did they buy it? Like, you know,
from what I've seen the most.
Sales?
What I've seen the most people is buy it on the platform that they prefer to play on. So a lot of people bought it on Xbox that I know. Some people bought it on PS4, like Nipron. And then some other people bought it on PC. For the most part, I think PC is your best bet. If you have all three, PC is definitely your best bet. Because you get the benefit of being able to play with the controller and with the mouse and keyboard. If you decide to do that, you know, you can always switch in between the two. And I don't think Well, you technically can on the PS4 because the PS4 does allow keyboard and mouse, but it's going to put you against
Xbox
PC
does
people.
too.
But think about it this way: if you're playing on a keyboard and mouse on the PS4, they're going to pretty much start pairing you up a lot more with PC people like myself and Brink of Eternity and Mayo. And the thing is, you have a PS4, and yes, you may have a mouse and keyboard input, which is going to increase your aiming significantly, but Mayo is going to have the frame rates over you.
True.
And Mayo is always going to have higher frame rates than you on a PS4. Because for the most part, I think PS4 and Xbox One are locked to 60 frames a second. So, like even today, I was talking to Brink and everybody. We were playing a match earlier, and I went like 17-9 or 27-9 or some shit like that. And playing a match, like I told Brink, and then I was like, I feel like even though I'm on a controller on a PC and I'm playing against people on a controller on the Xbox and the PS4, I feel like I'm still at an advantage because I'm getting 90 to 100 frames a second. You're getting 60.
True. And
this is going to give you a clear. So when you're panning your gun around and you're looking around, it's just the background is going to move so much clearer.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference
than it does
when I play on
at
PC.
60. And that's where you're going to see the difference is it may get a little fuzzy when you're on console when you're moving that camera around, and I think it's really hard to see people sometimes. They really blend in well, and they do a good job of making it seem really realistic, and people can really hide and blend into the environment really well. And you may not catch somebody as fast if the screen's a little blurry and you're moving your camera from side to side. Yeah. As to where on PC you might be able to see it a little more clear.
And every second, every millisecond counts.
And a game like that, definitely.
And it might be just a millisecond that you would see it faster on the PC. Yeah. But like you said, it could count.
So, like I said, if I was somebody that had a PC and a console, and I was debating where to buy this, I would probably go PC. Unless your PC is like really fucking old or something. But even then, I would even consider it. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even consider it then. Because you can play at 1080p and whatever. It should be fine.
It almost sounds like you're talking directly to Gunny over there, who's waiting to buy, who has all three.
Yeah, Gunny. Buy on PC, Gunny. Well, I mean, what's the point of buying it on Xbox? Tell me why.
I game share.
Okay, well then.
And we game share AAA titles.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. But does this person you're game sharing with, will they like Call of Duty?
Maybe.
Okay, well then, if it's a no, then I would suggest getting it on PC. But if it's a maybe,
well, that's where I bought Division 2 on PC day one on the Uplay. Because that person wasn't interested, and I was like, okay, well,
that makes sense. Yeah,
I'm gonna spend that money there, right?
If they don't want to spend, if they're not going to spend any time playing the game, or if they're just going to try it once,
right,
and never ever touch it again, then I would probably suggest just going to PC and be like, "Fuck
but
you,
game
sharing
figure,
person."
If it was a multiplayer only game like Call of Duty, if it was, then absolutely, yeah, I would buy it on PC.
Oh, you mean like Call of Duty last year? You mean like it had no campaign?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the campaign is really good this year, man. Like, it's probably the best campaign Call of Duty has ever done, in my opinion. And like I said, they've done a lot of changes to it where it feels so much better than it ever has. And this person may want to experience that. Maybe tell them to rent it. Tell them to go to Redbox or something.
There you go.
That's what I'll do.
Fuck you. Go to Redbox and rent the game, motherfucker. You want to play the campaign? Go rent it. Send them the $3 to rent the game for 3 days or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, Gunny. Send them the $5 so you can rent the game for 2 days or something and play it. But yeah, the CEO, he may be right, he may be wrong. Like we said, it may be that the hype of Call of Duty is just overshadowing everything. Because, yeah, it is what it is. Moving on to more news. Let's move on to some more news. Gunny's best friend, Mike Ibarra, has now left Microsoft, Mayo. And remember you said he's going to go to Stadia. That was a good guess. That could have been true. But instead, Mike Ibarra, the former executive at Xbox, after announcing his retirement from Microsoft after 20 years, well, not his retirement, but his departure, he has now came out on Twitter and said, he is going on working at Blizzard.
What?
Yeah. He is now, so he used to be the corporate vice president of Microsoft's gaming division across Xbox and PC. And now he has a new role over at Blizzard. I believe he became the CEO of global gaming at fucking Blizzard. Let me check real quick his fucking Twitter. Oh, he is now executive vice president and general manager starting November 4th. So, yeah, there you go. Executive vice president and general manager. How much do you think of a pay raise that is from...
I don't know. From
Microsoft to Blizzard. It could be bigger, though. I mean, it could be that they think like he's worth the money to...
Right.
I don't know. He really likes Blizzard, though. He's always been a WoW player, huge WoW player. He's a streamer on Mixer, and he does on Twitch as well. And he's always been a big PC gamer, like a huge PC gamer. He's always played PUBG and all those games. And, yeah, he's a big PUBG player and a big WoW player, and he really loves Blizzard. And I feel like it's a good move for them. Despite all the bullshit going on around Blizzard right now, I feel like this is a good decision. Yeah, like this is a good decision for them. It looks good for them, because he's carrying all the goodwill that he made over at Xbox. You know what I mean? Like all the people that know him from Xbox, the fans of Xbox, they know his name. He's a recognizable name. So yeah, I feel like it's a good move for them. But we'll see. He said he is going to be at BlizzCon.
I just hope they don't tie his hands too much, like Activision, because Activision owns
Blizzard.
Blizzard. So I hope they don't tie his hands too much with like creative freedom or how he wants to work things, because they still have to answer to Activision.
Yeah.
So like, I hope they don't limit his ability and make it miserable for him, because you hear things like that too, where somebody goes to work for a different company.
And all of a sudden they can't do anything that they wanted to do,
Yeah. And we hear that about Kojima, about his game, like when he left Konami, he was excited to do the things he wanted to do, which brings us Death Stranding, but, so it'd be interesting.
See what happens, what do you think about this, Gunny? Mike Ibarra joining Blizzard as the executive vice president and general manager.
Yeah, perfect timing, right? To join up.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably
don't think so.
I'm pretty sure he's been watching the news for like the last month. Like, what the fuck? God damn it! I planned this whole move. This shit is happening right now. What the fuck?
I know, right? I really don't want to deal with this crap. I'm sure that because I know when he announced when he was leaving, so he knew. So who knows how much time prior.
Oh, they've known this. This dude, he's been in talks with them for months, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was another thing where I saw it on Twitter and I went, all right, who posted this? I'm like, this can't be Mikey Barr. Like, sure enough, no, it was him.
Yeah.
But,
so we'll see what happens with all that. I mean, yeah, good luck. We'll see. Good luck to Mikey Barra.
Mike's a good guy, so he's and he's not afraid to say certain things, especially when he feels passionate about it.
Definitely not. Yeah, so we'll see, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can continue on with Blizzard making some good games and push him in a direction of releasing some good stuff, because it has been a minute since they released anything real new. Like what do we have? Like Overwatch was probably their last big release.
Yeah. I guess WoW Classic.
Yeah, WoW Classic was a big one, but that was, just kind of a rehash, and they didn't even want to do that at first. People were asking for it. Remember, they were telling us like, "You guys really don't want it," and then the community was like, "Yes, we do," and then they released it. But even that seems to be dying off. You don't hear as much about it.
Right. It lasted about 3 weeks, and then
I bet the hardcores are still at it, like the hardcore.
Oh, absolutely.
Hardcores,
yeah.
I mean, they're still playing it, but
your casuals probably dropped
they
off.
all just like went to check it out when it was all hyped, and then like, fuck it. Like,
they all streamed it the first couple of weeks.
I don't want to play this shit no more. I'm going to Call of Duty now.
I'm done.
All right, let's move on here to some more news from Google Stadia. Google says that you might have to wait to play Stadia even if you pre-order.
We kind of hit on
we
this
did
a little
talk
bit
about
when you were
this one.
gone.
Oh,
We kind of went into that one, but
what do you?
yeah.
You
can just read
wanted
the
though.
next one.
We were kind of to say we were kind of light on it. We didn't.
Well, yeah, it says here that necessarily like so. You're gonna have your Google Stadia by November 19th, so you're gonna have it on that day. But they say that at 9 a.m. Pacific time on November 19th, when Stadia becomes live,
It's just the people
you
that
may not be able
ordered
to
first.
play. Yeah.
Like, even if you did pre-order, but it was whoever was in that queue.
So my take on it is basically they're going to start shipping out shipments of your pre-orders, your controller, and your Chromecast Ultimate, and you basically won't have access until you get that kind of stuff. So
This
you
makes
may
me
have to
want
wait.
this makes me want to cancel my pre-order. To be honest, should I cancel my pre-order, guys?
What I suggested to Gunny is why don't you wait and cancel, right? And then just check it out on your PC when it comes out, because we can sign up and play it pretty soon.
So I ordered mine on August 19th.
And we'll see how well it is. Because we will test it on the PC without investing any money into it. Because you can use your mouse and keyboard, you can use your Xbox controller. You can use all that stuff, and we'll see if the lag is bad or the input latency is really bad, and we just know from there because we don't know.
Yeah, I'm canceling it. As far as me canceling it, though, I got a message to this week by our friend Evan Tanaka, and he randomly messaged me on Facebook. He's like, "Jesus, I'm pre-ordering Stadia." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Jesus. I'm doing it right now. I'm pre-ordering Stadia." I'm like, "Why? Why are you pre-ordering?" He's like, "I'm messaging you for emotional support." I'm like, "Okay,
For second thoughts, really.
Okay, buddy, you go ahead and do that." And he's like, "Look, Jesus," he's like, "I wasn't going to pre-order, but then you kept talking about it, and then you canceled your pre-order. So if you canceled it, it must mean it's good."
Picked up the torch. That's what he did.
He's like, "It must mean it's good. If you cancel stuff, it usually means it's good." So I guess that's his logic. If I cancel something, or if I just don't pre-order something or don't play it, it must mean it's good. So Evan Tanaka is now a proud owner of Google Stadia, while I just canceled mine right now. So fuck it.
So Evan, we're gonna have to have you on the show.
Yeah, Evan, on the 19th
Yeah.
of that week or whatever. I just, the only reason I want to cancel it, or the only reason I did cancel it, people, is because I want to have Red Dead on PC, so I'm not going to be playing on Stadia. I don't give a fuck about Destiny. If I really give a fuck about Destiny, and if I really, really wanted to play it, I either would have already paid for the DLC already and got it early and played it before Call of Duty and everything, but I want to be waiting for Stadia for it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, if they would have bundled some kind of game, like Death Stranding, or something, you know what I mean? Like a game that's unique to only Stadia, that's a big game, and they would have been hyping it up for the last year, that would have sold me.
Oh yeah, I just said that.
There's
too.
a problem. They don't have like the hype behind it that they should have. Where like, if I was them, I would have tried to secure a game by some studio, any studio, like even like a smaller studio. It doesn't have to be a huge studio, but say like a studio that could make us a smaller game that could almost be AAA, could be on the verge of AAA almost, but maybe it's not AAA, but you can kind of pass it off as one, and build the hype around this game, you know what I mean, an RPG or something, and release it. But I guess it could be that they're trying to build confidence in people. They know how Destiny 2 feels already, and they're saying like, look, you guys know what Destiny 2 feels like. There's no lag there. We could do that too, but on streaming. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're trying to build the confidence, by releasing it with the Destiny 2 on Stadia. I don't know. But for me, like, that game doesn't tickle me or anything. Like, that game doesn't do nothing for me, man. Like, I just don't give a fuck about Destiny. I really don't.
Do you think they missed an opportunity if they could have bumped it up by a month and then launched it with Call of Duty?
No, Call of Duty would have still just... Oh, I mean, you mean like launch Stadia with Call of Duty?
Yeah. Be like, look, you can get Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a fucking
I don't think
huge
Blizzard would have let them do that. But
I just don't know if Activision money talks. You could pay them.
Right, Activision would have been like, I don't think so, guys.
But money talks. Yeah. I think they would have allowed them had Stadia offered them a big check. Like, here's a big check. Just put your game on our shit.
But even Google's like, at this point, they're like, look, why should we go out and buy a studio for $40 million? You know what I mean? Just throw all this money in a hole.
Did you guys already talk about their studios?
Yes.
Missed everything. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You guys are going too fast to the show. It's only an hour and 47 minutes, guys.
We had like 2 games.
God, it's only an hour late. What the fuck? Guys, we're supposed to extend this to 10 hours of podcast.
Failing today.
We now know the real reason why this show is 4 hours long.
Jesus is here and fucking talking his head off.
We were going right through the news and you show up. We've done 2 articles in like an hour.
I show up and we're going back to the old news already. Oh shit! But yeah, I like the fact that they're opening up studios. It shows that they're actually kind of maybe like really investing in this. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be like a fucking Google thing. It just flops. Google is known for that, dude. They kill so many things. It's ridiculous.
Hey, one thing we never brought up, and I always remember it. Do you remember Google Glass?
Yeah.
Google Glasses.
The glasses, yeah.
I think back because it was funny watching. Remember watching news articles or actual television on the news where people, and this was Google's very strong in San Francisco and just south of there where it's based out of Mountain View and stuff, and like people were, they'd go to these like. And everybody was talking about it. Oh, yeah, Google Glass is the best thing ever created. And people would go out to nightclubs and bars and stuff like that and go, I'm recording you, and then just get punched in the face. And that was the end of Google Glasses.
Google
They were
Glasses.
like, it's too dangerous to wear these things.
Yeah. Let's see if I can buy some right now. You can buy some right now, Gunny. So go to eBay.
Oh, do they still have it? Probably on eBay, huh?
On eBay. You can buy some on eBay. Google Glasses, version 3, $600 with extras, Gunny. With extras.
Whoa.
You went around
HD camera.
You want to run around looking like a douchebag with wearing some of these.
I know. I can't believe it was even going to be a thing. Even back then, I was like,
oh, God.
No, there's no way.
It reminds me of those, what's that thing in Dragon Ball Z? That fucking power meter record, like fucking thing that could see people's power levels and shit.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
The shit they use in Dragon Ball Z, the fucking little visor thing. It looks like that. That's what it always reminded me of that shit. I'm like,
I know. I always
that's
looked
what
at
it looks
that
like.
in my head, and I thought, I knew right when that thing came out, I was like, people are going to get punched in the face for having cameras in people's,
faces.
like, are those Google Glasses? Bam.
It reminds me when I was a little kid. I remember having these like spy glasses as a kid. Maybe Gunny would remember these. And it was kind of like stuck out on the side a little more, and they had a reflective edge to them, so you could see behind you. So you could like walk to the edge of your sunglasses, and you could see behind you. So you were like, "Is this guy following me?" Or I can secretly watch TV without even looking at it.
Today.
How cool am I?
Have it.
So cool.
I remember those.
Mayo would watch TV. Facing the opposite direction.
That's right. How cool I am. I can stare at the wall and know what's going on.
Why is that kid standing by the wall? His parents are like, just leave him alone. He's fucking
weird. We're
like
talking about that. Maybe just to throw a little dig out there, maybe next time we do a GF&G versus HGP challenge, that we'll have like Brink or you have to wear these glasses staring at the wall.
Backwards
against Pinpoint.
Handicap.
Shit, give him a 5-minute head start, and we're wearing those glasses at the same time.
There you go, Pinpoint.
Shit.
Alan, you get the first 5 kills for you.
First 5 kills. Oh fuck. Anyways, move on to some more news. Shroud, our favorite streamer now, he has moved over to Mixer. That's right. Yeah, one of Twitch's biggest superstar, Michael Shroud Graziek. How do you say his last name? That's a weird last name. Graziek. Russia.
I think he's Polish, if I remember right.
Yep, one of Twitch's biggest superstars is now a Mixer man. That's
right. 25,000 followers.
Yeah.
Who does Twitch have left?
He had 6.5 million followers on Twitch, Gunny, and you're saying he only has 25,000 on Mixer right now?
No, I mean so far. And that was so far? First day.
Okay, let's head on over to Mixer. Let's see if we could find our friend Shroud here.
I did go follow him for support.
Yeah, I'm a subscriber to him, so I get that free subscription.
Oh, here, I'm going to follow him.
And I can earn points on my Microsoft account.
I just hit the follow. He's up to 476,977.
Yeah, how much is Microsoft paying these people?
I wonder how that compares to Ninja's release. I don't think Ninja had as good of a migrating over. I think his numbers went down quite a bit early on.
Let me tell you Ninja's numbers right now. Ninja's sitting at 2,518,591 subscribers. Or followers. Not subscribers. For followers, I guess. It still says that I'm subscribed to him. Does it say that on your guys' end?
I know I get notifications when he goes live on my
I don't know how to...
I don't know if or not.
Okay, so subscriptions supposed to... They're supposed to cost, like, I think it's $7.99 on Mixer. Because I know this because they always send me emails and shit. So they're like $6.99 or some shit. They cost money, though, for subscription.
Unless you're auto-renewing. Is that what you're doing, you think?
I don't know. I don't think
Because I didn't do auto-renew.
I don't know. Maybe I'm auto-renew. I've been paying him.
You've been paying him for the last 3 or 4 months
Okay, look. It says subscription Ninja. Active subscription. It says started 3 months ago. Resub date 10/1/2019. Expires in 15 days. 1 month subscription. Won't auto-renew.
Oh, you know what? Also, maybe it's like, you haven't noticed it. Remember, you know how Twitch also does this thing where, for example, if one of the people in the chat or even a mod,
they gift you subscriptions.
They gift it to you, and what happens is, which is a kind of a cool thing in my opinion, is
just stacks
it like auto does it for you, so it's not like you have to do anything on your part.
Well, who the fuck is gifting subscriptions on each channel? I guess somebody could be out there doing that.
He's got mods and other people on there, and what are they called? They're not called mods, but there's something else that are there to help grow the channel. But they can also gift people subscriptions automatically. So you're automatically gifted.
I wonder how. So, like, we see these big names coming over from Twitch to Mixer. We see these names, Ninja and Shroud and shit. How do people that were with Mixer from the beginning, like Arconaut and these guys, that's the only one I really know. but how do they feel about like being on Mixer this whole time since it launched, since it was being?
Yeah. Right.
And they were there from the beginning, and then just look at Arconaut's followers.
Is it more?
Arconaut has been here from the beginning, and Arconaut only has, well, compared to Ninja, has 226,402 subscribers or followers. I mean, and even, I would say even Shroud already passed him, doubled his numbers. So how does somebody like this that's been grinding and doing the streaming and being kind of like the main face of Mixer for a long time, he was like the main streamer on Mixer was Arconaut. I wonder how they feel that all of a sudden, like, these motherfuckers come in like, hey, what's up, motherfucker? It's like you, it's like you being the biggest indie band at like some fucking concert, and all of a sudden, like, some major rock band shows up on stage, like, fuck you, get off stage, we're playing now, bitch, woo!
What are you doing up here?
It's more like Arconaut. Can you come into my office, please? Come on in.
The manager.
Guy coming in.
The stage director. The stage director is like, Arconaut, I need to speak to you. About that performance tomorrow. Yeah, we don't need you. Yeah, fuck off.
Do you mind just giving a shout out to the new guy? Right? Who's the new guy? It's Shroud. What the?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, we know about that spotlight we were going to give you on our channel. How about we give it to Ninja? You've been moved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how these guys feel about that, because It's kind of shitty, but I get it. It has to happen eventually. You know, it's gonna happen no matter what. If you become so big, or your whatever you're doing becomes so big, that it could always happen. I wonder how they feel about it. You know,
But, I guess they've been given time too to try to grow their channel when they were the only ones there. And if this as far as their channel is going to grow, then you can't really fault Mixer for bringing somebody over who's instantly going to give them more recognition.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. That's true. It's true.
Is say he's been on there for a while and he's reached these numbers, and if he's not necessarily growing or anything like that, then maybe he's kind of peaked at his amount of viewers he's going to have, and so Microsoft was like, you know what? How do we get our name out there? We bring Ninja and Shroud over. That'll get us out there.
Yeah, I don't know, because I remember I would watch this dude back in the day. Like, when I started streaming on Mixer, I would watch this guy because he was the main guy. He was the guy that was on every Friday, every Saturday night, every Sunday night, and he was on for fucking 6, 7, 8 hours in the night, and I would watch him, and he kind of is a goofy dude, fucking wears outfits and shit, and does weird shit on stream. He's kind of funny, but it's just kind of, I feel like it's kind of fucked up. All of a sudden, these two fucking guys come over like, oh, fuck you, everyone come watch us. Woo! These fucking superstars come over and they just take all the fucking hype away from these dudes. They probably still have the loyal viewers and shit, though. I wouldn't doubt it.
But then also maybe they could also be looking at it too, like where, like, hey, they've brought more people over to this platform that are going to possibly come across to my channel.
Oh, yeah.
That could potentially grow my channel.
Oh, yeah. Mixer, I feel like it's grown in subscriptions. That's why I think Mixer has been doing like that, like all these verification things where like you have to wait 24 hours to use a video cam on your stream. You have to verify you watch the video or whatever. I think that's why, because they probably saw a lot of people coming over with Ninja like, holy shit, we need to moderate this somehow, Got a lot of these fucking new people coming in and streaming over here. And even like, there's been some people that have been on the podcast before, like Flower Kid Nana. She switched from Twitch to Mixer. And she's seen a lot of growth on Mixer, and she's been getting a lot of support over here. And that she likes that it feels like it's a better community overall than Twitch in terms of how the people act on the chat and stuff like that. You know what I mean? She says back on Twitch, people would always ask inappropriate questions or make comments about her body, etc. And she says on Mixer, it still kind of happens, but not nearly as much. And that's interesting, because it's like, wow. And I've noticed the same thing. Like, Mixer is not a toxic place, man. From what I've experienced, there's been like one person that I've had to ban from my chat. Literally one person. And he was talking shit when I wasn't even watching the chat because I was in VR. So I couldn't see it. So I banned him afterwards. But yeah, so I think that, you're going to see a lot of growth in Mixer, especially Ninja, Shroud. Those are huge names, and I don't think this is the last of it. I don't think so. I think we're going to see a couple more big names.
Who was it, Dr. Who's Disrespect? What is his... I always want to say Dr. Disrespect, but
yeah.
What is his gamer tag? Anyway, so his Twitch channel. Hey, and he's even said several times on Twitter that he says, yeah, they throw money my way, I'm coming over.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's throwing numbers out, and I think Microsoft is like, fuck you, we'll make our own.
Yeah. He's being funny, he's being silly.
He's up there like, if Microsoft gives me $1 million, I'll go over right now and stream on Mixer. It's hilarious. Really, dude? Really? Microsoft's probably like, fuck you, we're not going to give you $1 million, motherfucker. How about $500,000?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, speaking of Mixer news, I got Mixer news on my own. Dun, dun, dun. Jesus can now accept Embers on Mixer. Woo!
Yay!
Open monetization is kind of live, and I kind of got accepted into it. So, yeah, you can spend Embers on me, guys. Spend your fucking Embers. Yeah.
I need to get rid of them.
Fuck yeah. Go give me all your Embers, Gunny. Just dump them in.
I totally missed your stream today. I was out.
I was streaming for a long time. I was
out on the front lines today.
Dude, my first match today, I was playing with Mayo or somebody else, and I went 17-0.
Yeah, I was with you for that game.
First match of the day. Wow. I was like, woo, buddy. I felt fucking good. And then I went like on a losing streak after Brink. Every time Brink shows up, we do this thing where like either he's playing and he's doing really good and I show up and we start losing, or I'm playing doing really good and he shows up and we start losing.
Is that what happens? Because I was playing really good this morning. And you guys showed up and then went in the toilet. Like I'm like at the bottom
it's
of
like
the board.
all of a sudden it's like you start losing. You're like, what the fuck's going on? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay. But
when you guys joined, I just kind of lost focus. I was starting to kind of chat with you guys a little more. And
that's what I think it is. I start chatting more with Brink, and I feel like it's just I lose my focus. But overall, I tend to hover above on the top of the leaderboard. Not to brag or anything, but yeah. I feel like Snyder and Penpoint Red have their work cut out for them. They're going to challenge me.
First, 10 kills free.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna have Jesus 1v1 me for a little while. Give me some practice.
Shit. Oh my.
That way I can get good as Jesus, and then we can, be up in the leaderboard with him.
I think I've converted Brink over to realism mode. Today, we were playing.
Like
we were playing domination on regular mode, and we were playing core team deathmatch. And he was like, "Dude, I'm like shooting people and they're not dying." He's like, "I want to go back to realism mode." I'm like, "Yes!" He's converted.
I did better in the realism mode when we were playing it that first night, but then I spent all day today playing
core,
the regular mode with the map and the HUD and all that. I started getting a good feel. Yeah, and it also helped a lot too once I got my feet wet, adjusting my mouse sensitivity. Playing around with that, getting that changed, it made it a big difference. Because before, like the way it was set up originally, even like on a higher DPI on my mouse, it just didn't seem like when you're aiming down sights, it did not seem like your mouse movement down sights was very fast. So like if I'm aiming down my scope on my gun and I see a guy to the left, by the time I could turn and react with my mouse, it was almost too late. And so I sped up the mouse sensitivity, and it just seemed to help a lot. So I got it kind of to that point where I like it now, where it's more comfortable.
But yeah, anyways, moving on now. So that was the big Shroud and Jesus news for Mixer. Moving on now to more news. Other piece of news that I got here, ladies and gentlemen, Fallout 76 news. So, as we all know, Fallout 76 has recently announced a new subscription service. Bethesda announced a new subscription service for Fallout 76, Gunny. And it's called Fallout First. Fallout First is like a new a DLC thing or whatever. It's like a monthly subscription, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's a monthly subscription. Let me look it up real quick. See how much this thing costs.
I think it's $12.
Yeah, I think he's correct.
Or just straight 12.
Yeah. So I'm on their website. I'm on Bethesda's website, and it says here, ever since Fallout 76 launch, we have consistently worked to improve and evolve the experience based on your feedback. This is why we're excited to launch Fallout First, a premium subscription membership that offers something players have been asking for since launch. Private worlds. Wow, so if you want to play a private room, you got to be part of this.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Gunny, it also includes a host of exclusive items and membership bonuses.
Well, St. Nicholas can just go ahead and sign right up.
Let me tell you real quick, Gunny, what's included with Fallout First. Private worlds. You can play in a private world exclusively for you and up to 7 friends.
Oh.
How about the scrap box? Unlimited storage for crafting components in your own new scrap box container. Or how about a survival tent, Gunny? Have you ever wanted a tent? This is a new placeable fast travel point with a stash, sleeping bag, and much more for your basic need. And how about some atoms on top of that? Gunny, receive 1,650 atoms per month to use in the Atomic Shop. And you get a nice, wonderful new look with the Ranger and Armor outfit. This is an iconic Fallout outfit. Blah, blah, blah. Exclusive for members only. And icons and an emote pack. You get unique icons and emotes. Huh? Okay.
You know, I mean, this is awesome. If they're paying me $12 a month to play this game, to Fallout the map 76 times, I'm in. Count me in, man. Where do I sign up?
So it's available for a 1-month membership, or you can purchase a yearly membership for a 36% discount over the monthly rate.
I think it's $99 for the year, and I think it was $12 per month. I think what I seen in an article.
If you cancel your membership when it expires, you will still be able to access any items that you received, as well as the resources stored in your scrap box. Cancellation will be effective then at the current end of your membership term. Let's go become Fallout 76 members here, guys.
How? I mean, and you still have to pay for the game.
Oh, it's $12.99.
part.
$12.99 for a 1-month membership. $99.99 for a 12-month membership. 1 month, $12.99. $99.99 for 12 months. So if you pay the full year, you're paying like $8.33 per month. I mean, why would
That's a lot though, even for an MMO.
Who is doing this? Why would you do this? I mean, Fallout 76 is, I mean, the only fucking person in the world that I hear that says, Fallout 76 is pretty good now, guys. That's exactly what he sounds like, too. Is Eric Smith. It's Eric Smith.
He said it's really great. He said it's awesome.
He's been game. But I mean, guys, he did fall off a ladder once. And it could be some brain damage talking.
He did have a brain injury.
It could be some brain damage talking here. We don't know. I mean, it could be a little, juggled brain talking here.
I think he even mentioned, like, hey, guys, if you get really drunk, you'll probably accidentally buy this game.
Dude, we got the game for free. Me and my brother, when I went and bought my brother an Xbox One X last Christmas, and we had the game for free. We bought the Fallout 76 bundle because it was $100 cheaper than the normal bundle.
Yes, I remember that.
So I remember we did that.
I wanted to get rid of him.
So he got a cool white Xbox One X or whatever. That's the one my brother has. And he has Fallout 76. And I remember I grabbed the disc from him once. And I think I installed it, but I never even launched it. Or I started playing something else, and I was like, I'm not going to play Fallout.
That's sad. That's so sad. Like, you do a podcast, and you couldn't even, like, make it to the install. Yeah.
Then I uninstalled it, and I think he took it back, and he just has it sitting there, like, literally collecting dust. I don't think he's ever even installed it on his console. I think that disc is, like, brand new. Like if he wanted to trade it in, I think GameStop offered, like, 50 cents on it or something like that. It was like a really low number. It was like fucking like 50 cents or something that they were offering to turn it in. We're like, no, we'll just keep it, dude. Anyways, speaking of Fallout 76 and Fallout First, one fan went ahead and bought the domain for.
That's funny. That's funny. Can I read this?
Fallout First. Yeah, go ahead.
This cracked me up right here. I was looking at this. I think I saw it on Twitter. I was like, this is some shit right here. It says Bethesda bully announced that their much maligned MMO spinoff Fallout 76 was getting an optional subscription service named Fallout First. To say that this went down poorly with the game's community is a massive understatement. One particularly salty player even snapped up FalloutFirst.com when they did was it wasn't pretty.
But you know what they did with FalloutFirst.com? So it looks exactly almost like the website that Fallout 76 has on their website. But instead of like they shows the dude holding the Fallout First membership card, but it says first member fucked on the card, and it says Fallout, and it says fuck you, like he put like a little arrow, like a correction. It says fuck you first, and then it says here, ever since Fallout 76 launch, we have consistently done nothing to improve and evolve the experience based on your shitty feedback. That's why we're excited to launch Fallout Fuck You First, a premium outstanding membership that offers something dumbass players have been asking for since before launch. Private worlds for you and the select idiot friends. So we decided to put it behind a paywall. In addition to this huge feature, in quotes, Fallout Fuck You First also includes a host of pointless items and cult bonuses, all of which you can find on my foreskin. And the best part, Fallout Fuck You First is available to screw you right now.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Shit. And he wrote a description for Fallout Fuck You First for like all the items. It says like for Private World, it says, this shitty community has been begging for the ability to play alone in private worlds since before the launch of Fallout 76. And it says, like what a Fallout game should be. And we begrudgingly announce that they are coming to the game with Fallout Fuck You First. If you're a Fallout Fuck You First slave, how you use your private world is completely up to you as long as we allow it. Invite up to 7 of your non-existent friends at a time, 8 total per private world, to join you while we screw you over with our pay-to-win system. Or play completely solo. We know you liked it like that anyways. All gameplay remains the same from adventure, cuckold mode, and all characters entering the Fallout Fuck You First private worlds must be existing characters. It says here, only the dumbass who bought this membership who owns the private world is required to be a Fallout Fuck You First slave. Head into your private world, open your social menu once you're inside our buggy beta version of a game, and start inviting your friends to kick off the ass pounding. You can also create a squad outside of your private world and then switch it to bring everyone along at once, because everyone will do that. Should the idiot owner of the private world leave, the world will stay active as long as another dumb fuck player in the world is a Fallout Fuck You First slave. And it says here, you know how I told you guys they give you 1,650 atoms? Well, this is what they wrote. They put 1,650 microtransaction points to pad my bottom line. With the Fallout Fuck You First membership, you'll receive a monthly bonus of 1,650 microtransaction points to use in Atomic Shop on anything you want. Waste all your money on useless Atomic Shop items with the worst value for money wasting bundle to date. Time to pay up. Finally pick up that outfit or icon that you've been eyeing, or else we will bill you for it. You deserve it for enduring this game for so long. As a Fallout Fuck You First slave, you'll have access to exclusive discounts, and then he put laugh out loud in quotations, in the surprise mechanic shop. So not only are you getting a bonus microtransaction point every month, you'll get discounts on some stupid items to spend your money on.
Yeah.
These guys, oh shit. But the thing is, they own this fucking domain, dude.
Yeah.
How did Fallout not think of this? How did they not think of buying this domain up before they announced this shit? What the fuck were they thinking? No,
didn't they announce it, but they didn't register it?
Yeah.
So the fans saw it and quickly snacked it up.
But why would you not register? Usually games, a lot of game companies, especially like Rockstar, if you try to go go to Google Domains or GoDaddy or any of those websites where you buy domains, and you start searching up domains, a lot of them are taken up. Like Grand Theft Auto, 6, 20, 30, 40, 50, they're all taken up.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, name something random, and it's pretty much taken up. Or Red Dead Redemption 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they're all fucking taken up, dude. All that shit's taken up by these companies because they know they're probably going to be making sequels to their games or DLCs or whatever. Why did Fallout, knowing they're going to make this, why didn't they do this?
Let me tell you why. Because over at Bethesda, they probably just put this thing together with duct tape and glue and went, I'll bet you this is what it is. You know how these people have business managers? I found a way to make us a lot of extra money on the cheap. Yeah. We're going to call it Fallout First. That's exactly what happened. Throw some duct tape on it. Come on.
Man. That is
grease the wheels. Here we go.
Shit. Yeah.
That's what it is. But no, I guess it said for a few hours, but then I guess the lawyers got in there and... What
are you talking about? It's up right now. I just was reading...
Oh, is it still up there?
I was reading off the website. I went to falloutverse.com. It's up right now. What are you talking about? It's still up. Yeah.
All right, I'm just reading off the PC Gamer one where it said it has since been taken down.
No, I'm assuming...
Perhaps devoured by a pack of hungry lawyers.
No, they got put back up. They got taken down.
Yeah. I think he should hold it hostage.
Yeah, fuck you. Pay me $1 million. Put me in a Fallout game as the main character, and I'll let you guys take this domain
Give
back.
me a free yearly subscription to this.
Not even a free year. A free year is $100. Not even that. Fuck you. I want $1 million, motherfuckers. They got the money. They got all the money because now they're charging people. Anyways, moving on now. Sony is now granting refunds to PlayStation 4 buyers after catastrophic release of WWE 2K20. That's right. On October 22nd, WWE 2K20 released. It's one of the worst launches of the game ever. The game is full of bugs, causing annoying things to happen when they shouldn't, which seemed like a problem with programming or an error in how the in-game conditions were set up. Characters are glitching all over the place by either floating in the air, falling down for no reason, getting flipped over from a small bump, and so much more. It says here the physics of the games are broken, and visual bugs have been occurring as well as textures, been fucking pretty bad. There's a tweet from a buyer below. So he went and got a refund for it.
Yeah, I've been seeing these little short vids on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a couple on our Facebook group that somebody posted.
Yeah, was there like somebody like hit a person with the ladder and like the person glitched through the ladder or something like that?
Yeah.
They stood up and the ladder was like gone. Like, who the fuck? It was really like, it looks like a game from like, I would say like maybe early 2000s. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like how the physics were working and shit. I don't know. It looked really bad in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not finished. It needs a lot of work.
It looks like a Def Jam game. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, way too much ragdoll.
Yeah, sucks. But yeah, so did we talk about The Last of Us being delayed last month or last week? I mean, it was delayed till like May now.
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah, it's been delayed till like May. I think it's May 20th. So yeah, it was pushed back another couple months, and then Sony released a letter saying why they delayed it again, and they're saying like it wasn't Sony, I mean Naughty Dog, and they're like, look, pretty much like we want to build games the way we want to make them, and like if we have this due date, then we can't do what we want to do with the game. This will help us do what we want to do with the game.
I like that. I wish they'd almost take that approach more. Yes, it sucks that we have to wait, but I'd rather release a full game and release a working game and a good game and make me wait a little longer than to rush something out and then have it be broken or have major, glitches or bugs, just like this WWE game,
Yeah.
or something like that, because then it just takes away from it. Then you're waiting for a patch and they're waiting for them to fix this and that. I would just rather them to make sure everything works right and then release it,
Yeah.
So.
Oh no,
we got a few other games we can play until that stuff comes out. You can play some Call of Duty and some Red Dead.
Oh, dude, you can play Call of Duty,
Yep.
Red Dead. You got Death Stranding to think of.
Death Stranding.
You have Watch Dogs Legion coming out in March.
I think that wasn't out the other one. Was it Watch Dogs that got delayed?
No,
Watch Dogs also got delayed.
No, but Watch Dogs got delayed this year till next year, right?
Right.
Yeah, it got delayed till March, right?
Yeah, so everything's moving up. It's to be expected.
So I mean, if you want to play something before The Last of Us comes out, then play Watch Dogs for a month, and then you got Cyberpunk coming out the month right after Watch Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So Cyberpunk will hold you over well into fucking, you know what I mean? Like all these huge games are coming out between now and then. I think we shouldn't be bashing them for delaying the game a little bit longer. It was only delayed like a month or something extra. You know who else did that? Red Dead. Didn't they delay like a month or something like that?
Yeah, and I think also like a lot of these companies, they're looking down at the war map, right? And they're going, okay, all right,
who are we releasing?
This game's releasing in February, right? This one's releasing in March. Yeah. So let's spread them out.
Yeah.
People need to get paid first, right? That's how it works.
Moving on now to some more news real quick that I have here for you guys. Borderlands can be found on sale on a few sites for up to 40% off. So it's a few places that haven't.
I think I saw something on CD keys as well.
Yeah, this is sending me to Amazon, but Amazon says it's $60. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's a weird article. And one more thing I wanted to kind of discuss here. When people keep discussing the next gen consoles and stuff, right? Do you guys think we'll see a new I mean, we got the Nintendo Switch Lite this winter right here. We got it already. Do you think we'll see a new Nintendo Switch next year to compete with the new consoles and maybe a more powerful Switch? A Switch Pro or a Switch Elite or Switch Mega or Super Switch or something?
I don't think so. I think Nintendo does their own thing, and they don't really pay attention to what Sony and Microsoft really do. To me, their past has always been, we're going to do what we do and do it when we want to do it. And since they just come out with this new iteration of the Switch, I think they'll give it a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I think, when I think about especially even the Switch Lite is that, they want to make it small enough where you can fit it in that big giant back pocket, and also the fact that you can play it walking around your house and sitting in every chair in the room, being on the Wi-Fi, going to your friend's house. It's almost like, it's mobile, right? So that's their thing.
Yeah.
So I think they want to keep it light and small enough to where, but also big enough where you can see the screen as well, and just keep it fixed.
Big news on the Switch. On Black Friday, you could able to go to Walmart or Target. I think they're gonna have them for $149.99.
Yeah, I saw that leak.
The Switch Lites, but there's probably gonna be like 2 per store. You know how they fucking do that shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yep. We only shipped 1 to this Walmart. Right. How did we? We didn't know you guys wanted more than 1. What the fuck? We didn't know that. We're sorry.
We sold out an hour ago. Well, you're not even open yet. Yeah, but we sold out already.
It's sold out, guys. Sorry, one of the employees bought it from the back.
4 of the employees bought.
The Mayo bought his Switch in the back, guys.
Right.
Yeah, the Mayo unloaded it from the truck and he bought it right there. Oh, shit. One more piece of news that I have here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare developer Infinity Ward is now giving people updates on the Xbox One X crashes. So we've been hearing about these. Last night, Snyder kept telling me that he was having crashes every other match. Like, he would play a match, and sometimes in the middle of the match, the game would just crash his console. It would literally freeze the whole game, and he had to relaunch the game every fucking time. And he said it didn't start happening until yesterday when they did the Ground War update. So they added Ground War into the playlist. And So a developer has come out and said they have now identified the issue that's affecting some players on the Xbox One X. Players are affected or experiencing crashes. They are working with Microsoft to address the issue, and says, we generally can't thank you all enough for providing us with your ongoing feedback at this launch. Every bit of information helps. Stand by for more updates on this issue soon, and thank you for your patience and help while we work towards a solution. So they say they have no time frame, but they are working on it. Some people are now saying that if you install the game on an external hard drive, it may help reduce the crashes, Gunny. See, Gunny, another reason to buy this on PC.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, another reason.
Plays better on PC.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. PC is still the same shit too. Where like lobbies, like we'll be in a friend's.
Oh my gosh, yes, my lobby. How many times I've had to restart?
Guys, we got to restart the game. The lobby doesn't work. We're not in the same lobby no more. We got these random people. You know what I mean? Or like the host will continue on to a new match, and everybody else is like, "We're waiting on you, dude, to launch the new game." You're like, "I'm already in a game. What are you talking about?"
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
You hear clicking.
At least it don't take long to restart though. Like when you close the game out, you can actually restart it pretty fast.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's been quite a bit of patches though on the game, and the problem on the campaign though, Mayo, for the PC, one thing that I did not mention that I had an issue with, that a lot of PC players have had issues with, is during cutscenes, which is really shitty because it's during a cutscene, and when this shouldn't be happening. But during cutscenes, frame rates are dipping down to 5-10 frames per second.
I've had a little bit of stutter on mine actually when I first launched it.
Yeah. And then they either either go back up to 60, but then the audio is out of sync with the lips. So the person will be moving their lips, and then they'll be talking like 2-3 seconds later. They start talking, and you can tell that the audio is off of sync. So I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm not the only one on PC that's had that issue because that's been on Reddit. And a lot of people with all kinds of graphics cards are complaining about it. They're like, what the fuck's up with the frame rate dipping on my fucking campaign, like
on the cutscene.
Yeah, I'm watching the cutscene, and all of a sudden it's like fucking like I thought my game was crashing when I first did it. At first, I thought it was the ray tracing that was doing it because I turned on ray tracing, and it was like, nah, I wouldn't be doing that. And all of a sudden it's like 5 frames. I'm like, oh shit, turn this off. But we'll see. The ray tracing does affect my fucking graphics. Like, oh, dude, like fucking FPS goes down a shitload to like 30 something. Anyway.
Yeah, they'll get those bugs worked out easily.
Yeah, I mean, we got, this hasn't been a real Call of Duty, hasn't been real popular on the PC. This is kind of a big PC launch for them, and they may have some hiccups and some, little things here and there.
This is probably their biggest Call of Duty, right, on PC?
I would have to say so, yeah, because like all of my friends I know are playing it and getting it, and on top of that, like guys in the HGP community, it's kind of nice, like seeing all these guys like Brink and yourself and Nipron and Native and all of us all getting into a game together, and who's joined you today? Was it Chavez from the Discord? He joined. So we have different guys joining us that we actually haven't had the opportunity to play with, and we're getting an opportunity to play with them right away already. So that's just awesome.
I didn't recognize Chavez. I was, who the fuck is this? And he was like, Chavez. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't know what the fuck your voice sounded like. But yeah, I've been getting to play with lots of people, with Native's brothers, and it's interesting because some of these people are on Xbox, some of these people are on like consoles. Like Snyder was on a console yesterday. We were playing with him, and it's cool because we're all together and we all just fucking play together. You know what I mean? It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
At least until I get my in-game voice chat working, I can't figure it out.
That's weird.
It's really.
Yesterday,
I was telling Gunny
it wasn't working for Brink, and today I could hear him on both. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
On the bottom of my screen, it says like mute all, and I can mouse over and it says like, it looks like it has like an indicator to hit the F key to change it, and it doesn't change anything. I can click away over on top of it and nothing happens. Like it's like not a button I can click on, and I can't basically unmute it all. But if I go to my audio settings, it's all showing like full party chat, open mic. Yeah. Everything's there, and I can see like the little microphones, the little speakers above the people, and when they're talking, I just can't hear anything. You
can't hear them? That's weird. Because I could hear everywhere. Usually, when people are talking inside the lobbies, like even like if in a regular game lobby, like if somebody's talking, and even though we're in Discord, I can still hear him. And Brink was asking me that today. He's like, "How the fuck do I hear this guy if I'm on Discord?" I'm like, for some reason, PC players, we can hear the people in lobbies and on Discord. It's like. The PC doesn't give a fuck. It's just pulling audio from whatever, like it doesn't give a shit.
Well, it's because our Discord is a separate audio feed, and the game is putting its own audio feed to the game. And then, it's like you're listening to the game.
Yeah, and then another thing that happened was it also does a thing where I used to do this in the past in Call of Duty on the Xbox for me, where when you kill somebody and they were talking shit that you killed them, or they get pissed off like, fuck, this guy just fucking killed me again. I could hear people when they do that in the lobby, when they're in the game chat and they're like cussing because they're mad that I keep killing them. Fucking Jesus! That motherfucker! They're fucking all mad at me. I can fucking hear them. It's fucking hilarious, dude. It's funny because it just gives me more hype to kill them more.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Gunny, you
send
need
them
this
a message, uninstall.
Gunny, you need this game because I need you, Mayo, and somebody else on PC who has this shit to run co-op missions with me. I want to do those spec op missions, and every time I invite a console person to do
spec op missions, that's what they're called.
Every time I invite a fucking Xbox player, they're like, I don't have the spec ops installed.
Yeah, I hit on this earlier. You were right after you stepped out. Like Nipron actually, when you left today, Jesus, I was with Nipron for a little bit longer, and he was like, "Hey Mayo, let's go run one of these co-op missions." And I'm like, "All right, you're good to go, And so he was the leader of the party, and then he's like, "Yeah, I have to download it. It's not downloaded yet."
Yeah, I don't get that.
Still,
and like him, all the PS4 players and the Xbox players have to download like this extra pack thing. That gives
why? You know why I think that is? I mean, the more we talk about this, it seems like it was going to be an optional thing.
And doesn't it? Lock it out? Like they were going
to originally, it seems. I'm reaching here. I think that's what it was.
But why does the PC players, we don't have to download anything extra. We just launch it and it works.
That's odd. Yeah, that is odd.
There's only the console players that have to download this extra pack. And it's weird because somebody posted a screenshot of their download queue for Modern Warfare, and it said like Modern Warfare base game, and then it said multiplayer pack 1, and it said Spec Ops pack 1, campaign pack 1, and like it had everything split up into packs for the download. It was really weird.
Yeah, I think I've seen that somewhere too, actually. Must have been like the Facebook group or something, but I've seen something like that where mine just literally just downloaded in.
Mine just downloaded everything, at once. So I was wondering, why did the console players have everything split up in different packs?
Maybe get them in the game sooner?
I don't know.
You know, like how they did that whole thing for a while. They're like,
right, Xbox.
You install this much of the game and you can start playing the campaign while the multiplayer installs.
Yeah, I guess. It seems kind of shitty because I really want to run these co-op missions, and half the time I get 4 people. 2 of them or 1 of them doesn't. We don't have it. I don't have it. I'm like, fuck, I get so hyped to run it. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then they're like, no, I don't have it.
With AAA companies like you said, Call of Duty, Ubisoft, they started doing that as an option in games, which is kind of cool for people with slower internet. So they started doing that a couple years ago.
But still, like the default is don't download this pack. What the fuck is up with that? I don't get it. Anyways, move on now, guys. Let's head on over to community questions.
Wait, no, Jesus, we've got the console corner people.
Oh God, no!
No, actually, you know what?
Gone for 2 hours, and Gunny has to go over this shit. God damn, fuck.
Actually, we don't. I'm sorry. No. I stand corrected here. We don't have anything new in the console corner because this is already towards the second part of the month. So you're already playing those old ass backwards compatible games. We're moving on to the Evil Epic Store that has 2 games that you can go and get for free to add to your library. And those 2 games are, how would you say this, Mail? Cube? Q-U-B-E?
Cube 2?
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
So this is like a Portal game, it looks like. Which
it's a good place to be giving it away on then.
Yeah, get these indie games on there. The other one is another good game, Layers of Fear, the Masterpiece Edition. Go claim those games for free, folks.
No one wants to play that right now, Gunny. We're all playing Call of Duty, damn it.
No, go play Cube, man.
Call of Duty or Outer Worlds. If your name this weekend, if your name is not Call of Duty, motherfucking Modern Warfare, or motherfucking Outer Worlds, no one is playing you, okay?
Yeah.
poor old Apex, double XP weekend.
Yeah, Apex Readiness. What is the Apex player account? What the fuck is Apex Legends player account? Can you even pull that up? I don't think
it's not a Steam game. I usually pull a Steam notes up, but
Steam charts. Oh, right, it's not on there.
And Statista.com.
I'm sure they've dipped quite a bit.
No, it doesn't show anything. This is showing back in March. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where it says active player count. I bet you they have like barely any players compared to what they usually had last week or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Cause fuck, everyone's playing Call of Duty. I feel like, dude. Or Outer Worlds. Yeah.
New games this week. That's what we're talking about.
Anyways.
I think now we're on the community questions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's start with it, folks. If you got a question, go to Discord.
Yeah.
In our group. And on Facebook. In the HGP group.
Definitely. Move on now to community questions. We got a question from John Jerome, Gunny.
All right. He asks, playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's a great game.
Yeah.
With the reboot trilogy done and no news on what's next, what would you like to see them do with Tomb Raider? Maybe the same gritty character or maybe an open world? I
want to see her... I don't know. These games have always been better to me in a closed environment like they are now. I don't want a huge open world game. So I love
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I want them to stick to what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Stick to what you're doing.
Absolutely. I say keep it the same way.
Don't try to make it into like a Far Cry game, or don't do none of that. Just stick with what you're doing. Keep the same character. That Lara Croft is the shit. She's hot. She fucks people up. What more do you need?
Yes, she does.
That's Lara Croft, motherfucker. That's the definition of Lara Croft. She's hot and she fucks people up. She may be rich too, but that's a side note. That's a plus.
What did they call that? It wasn't quite open world, but open world-ish. I think that was perfect. I loved the way that was. And the game was super polished and it looked beautiful. I loved finding all the little collectibles and climbing up to other hidden areas where you'd find hidden artifacts. Yeah. The story was a bit weird, but the gameplay was, totally made up for it.
I agree.
Yeah. I think, you know what they should add? I think more, thinking back to playing like OG Tomb Raider back on the PC, kind of where I started. Maybe something more challenging, and add more water areas where, like it takes longer to get into these caves. Like more of those areas, and then just add in some like big ass sharks that Laura can fucking axe the shit out of them or something. Harpoon them or something.
Lost into water and your character drowns over and over and over.
That happens, man.
That happens a lot. Yeah, what game had that?
So
Uncharted has that too. Yeah, where you drown into water a whole bunch in Uncharted.
And then they would add what are those people eating fish? Not barracudas, but they're just those
piranhas.
Piranhas, yeah, man.
Piranhas are
they had those in this last Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had them in this Tomb Raider.
Remember, you had to
you had to
get to a certain area. I fucking died like 20 times, but I loved it.
Yeah, the game is good, man. Tomb Raider is the shit. That game is beautiful. It looks great. It's an incredible fucking game. It really is.
Yeah,
I would say on my side, I guess the thing I would like to see him add is more like environmental hazards in the way of like animals, traps. There is traps, but like just more dangers, like of something just randomly attacking you or to keep you.
A leopard is coming after you now.
Yeah, do you remember the first one? Early ones had leopards in it.
Yeah, it had like leopards or something in it. Yeah, you're right. The first one did.
But something like that, you're like going through a cave and all of a sudden something will jump out at you.
Oh, wolf!
A suspense or surprise element to it. I think that would be kind of neat with today's.
They added more wildlife, like bears and fucking snakes and just random shit that can kill you, like poisonous bugs that you can't see because your resolution's too low.
Yes, that would be awesome, man.
Anyways, let's go on to some more questions. Gunny, Brian Tobe Jr. asks,
what is your biggest mistake? Ouch.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I've made too many mistakes to know which one's my biggest. Maybe I haven't even made my biggest mistake yet. I don't know.
I like his try. 3, though. Getting married, buying a truck, and a cranky, bitchy cat. Why did I get that cat? That's funny.
His 3. I would say getting married was probably a big mistake on my end. I was young and stupid. But, I mean, you're young and stupid. You do dumb shit. But there's that. There's been other mistakes, though, that have probably been worse than that, for sure. I think have been life-changing for me. That I won't go into detail. At this moment on this podcast. So, yeah.
I know. I'm over here thinking because I've been married like 17, 18 years. Oh, my gosh.
It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but I mean, like any mistake that... I don't know, man.
I mean, it's not a mistake.
What's a mistake and what's a lesson? A lot of things are lessons that you think are mistakes. They end up becoming lessons, and you're like, oh, fuck, I really learned from that. You know what I mean?
No, true. Because I thought about, and this is something that I bring up with people a lot, when it does come up, where I've been at my current job delivering wine and spirits to customers that I really like. I like the job, but the last one, working at that Brinks job, where the last 2 out of the 7 years were just the worst ever in my life. And I think, wow, was that a mistake or was that just more of a lesson? You know, that's where I was kind of debating on.
That's the way I look at my marriage that I was in. You know, you think about it, and after a while, you get to the point where you're unhappy with something, and you think to yourself, like, well, what are you getting out of this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much do you value your happiness? I always think about it the same way, too, after I got divorced. I was working 2 jobs. I was still doing this podcast. This is when I was, you know, you guys know I was working 2 jobs. I barely had any time to game. And I was literally working like 6 in the morning to like 1 in the morning. And I would go to sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours. Kind of like Mayo here.
Yeah.
Wake up. And
you get like an hour and a half more sleep than I am.
Yeah. So I was doing all that. But like, I never had time to do things that I like to do because I was always working. You know what I mean, Mayo? Like you're staying up late, but you're doing a podcast which you enjoy to do. You know what I mean? It's different when you're doing something that you like to do than doing something that you kind of just you're doing like work. And I was working all these 2 jobs, and yeah, I was getting more money, and I had a lot more extra money to spend on dumb shit. But it came to a point where I thought about it, and I'm like, where do I... Oh, damn, my brother's yelling. where do I stand on my own happiness here? Like, do I want to work these 2 jobs? Do I need to work these 2 jobs? And how much do I really like this extra money, to have this extra money here? You know, compared to like, how much better will my quality of life be if I'm just a little bit more happier because I have more time to sleep, or more time to spend with my kid, or more time to play video games, or more time to just be at home hanging out. You know what I mean? Like that, it's a big difference, dude. Because now I'm like, fuck that. Never want to do that again. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, especially when I think back to when I was working 2 jobs. Yeah, I did that for like 7-8 months.
It's rough.
When
dude.
I was
it gets
married,
tiring, man.
When I was married, that was hard. That was really rough.
Because you get to the point where you're like, fuck, dude. Like, I have all this fucking money, but you never have time to go to the store.
Yeah.
You never have time to shop. You never have time to go spend it on a nice fucking weekend doing something. You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck am I doing with my time? I got all the money, but no fucking time. You know, or do I want maybe less money and way more time? And I take the time over the money, man. You know what I mean? Because fuck that. My happiness is worth a whole lot more than what money's worth to me. Money comes and goes, man. And that's the one thing I always tell people. When people get in car accidents and they're super bummed out, their car got wrecked or totaled or whatever, I'm like, look, man, be happy that you got to walk away from that and you're fucking alive. Because in reality, you could have lost your life there. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like, you know, think about the value of that. You would have lost your life. Everything would be over, dude. That would be it for you. Like, you're done.
Somebody had posted a video. It was probably a friend here on Facebook, and maybe it was at the Horrible Gamers group. Who knows? It was a black guy who was just super rich, and he was showing off all his cars.
Oh, shit.
And I don't know what... Somebody's banging outside. What he was famous for, but he had this like Ford F-350. It was $120,000. He had it. Some of the things were in gold and bronze, and then he was showing off this Corvette that he paid just mad money for, and was like, so this car's new, but the other car was totaled, and like a total hip replacement, and a leg replacement, and a toe replacement, and man, there's a lot of stuff there that, you know, he had to...
Yeah, you think about all that, man. There's people out there that are grateful they get to fucking eat a bowl of soup today. Or, you know, there's people in war zones, man. You think about like Syria. Those people have been in a fucking war zone for like the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years now. In a war zone, that's where they fucking live.
Yeah.
They hear explosions and IEDs and airstrikes constantly going off near them. It's just a way of life. Like, oh, there goes a fucking tank going down the street again. Oh, no big deal. You know, that's their way of life. That's what they live in. And we get to wake up in a country where we don't have to deal with that ever. We hear a jet outside. It makes you look up because you're like, what the fuck is so loud right here? What is this jet? Goddamn jet, you're flying around making noise. I can't do my podcast. You know what I mean? And these fucking countries, there's jets dropping bombs like a block away. You're like, holy shit. You know? You gotta be grateful for all that shit, man. I'm very fortunate, I feel like.
Yeah, and this goes into the part of the reason I haven't bought Call of Duty yet, but just 60 miles north of me, there is kind of like a war going on right now because there are Boeing 747s, DC-10s out there just trying to put out this fire. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to have power today, but I'm actually pretty grateful that I am in an area where they didn't turn my power off.
Lucky,
so
Gunny. Yeah,
I was messaging you guys like, I don't know if I'll have power or electricity.
I've seen a big-ass fire going on out there that they turned off the power a few weeks ago to prevent, but I guess it still started somehow.
It's actually been out. It's been out since for like an entire week now. And then today, so that actually starts here in about 2 more hours, where what we're going to have these like very scary winds. And anyway, so it's so I'm a little on edge, and we're kind of on alert at this point, but relatively safe. So we're in a good area.
Good stuff. No mistakes. There's no mistakes in life, man. They're all fucking lessons, dude. That's what they are.
I think, you know what? But I just wanted to say, when I think about my biggest one, and it always relates to work because that's more of a long-term thing. Where going back many years ago, I always wanted to be, hey, I want to be a truck driver, but I want to be a local truck driver because I don't want to be this over the road, being away from home weeks and weeks. Eventually, I think I want to get married. So the one thing I kind of regret. It's more of a regret than a mistake than just not being in a Teamster or a union to have a retirement long.
What do you mean?
Well, because so one of my coworkers, he's been at my current job for I think 18 years, and he was telling me, he says, "Oh yeah, I'll be fully vested here in about 4 years, which means I'll be able to retire at the age of 54 if I choose to." Which means basically he'll take home like relatively the same amount, which I'm like, man, I kind of regret not, choosing this job, or I feel like, oh, I should have, but how would I know the job even existed? Or, so I feel like it's almost like a mistake in my opinion, but I didn't really quite think about it. I just kind of stuck with that other crappy job. But anyway, I feel it's a mistake. What about you, Mayo?
I kind of agree with you guys. I mean, I always think back to when I was younger, like in high school. We used to work in this little grocery store, and we had to carry the groceries out for people. This is like a small town of like 1,000 people, and this guy would always like talk to me coming out to the car, and he'd always be like, "And let that be a lesson to you." He would tell me some little short story, and stuff, and I've always remembered that, like, anything that ever happens or something like that, I'm always like, let that be a lesson to me, because something could have went way different, or I could be a lot more thankful for things I have that I don't realize I have. You have so many things in life that you don't even realize how good you have it. We take it for granted, living over here in the States and stuff too, with, we have running water and we have power and, we have these computers and Xboxes and 4K TVs and all that stuff, and just, we really take it for granted because we naturally always want something more, and I just learned to try to not want that something more, because I can be content with what I have.
Yeah.
Mayo, think it back to, remember how funny it was when I had that heat stroke over in the Fiji Islands?
Mm-hmm.
And
well, it wasn't funny, Gunny, but
well, no, I mean, we made a big. It was scarier than shit when I had it and when it did happen, but I think, I definitely got it more like when I came back and after it was all said and done, where I feel like, wow, like I feel a little more humble now to know that, I didn't die and I made it, right?
Yeah, it feels good.
And then to also know that, like Mayo was saying, where my health coverage over here reimbursed me the full amount. And I thought, wow, I am so blessed, to have that my family didn't have to burden that cost or anything like that, just to know how good I got it.
Well, one thing that I take for granted every day, literally every fucking day, every second of my life, is breathing. Like right now, I couldn't breathe perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, like last year, dude, I ended up in the hospital for 2 days, man, before, during the week. So it was like, it didn't affect the podcast. I was able to be on the podcast. But for literally for about a week and a half, I couldn't breathe right. I was having trouble breathing. My chest was really tight. And a lot of people just tell me, well, just breathe. It's not hard. Open your mouth. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, when you have asthma, your chest literally closes up by itself. It starts It's like somebody's wrapping a fucking belt around your lungs or something. You know, that's what it feels like. And you can't breathe. And then when you try to explain to people that you can't breathe, they're like, well, you look fine to me. Like, you're acting normal. And it's like, yes, I'm acting normal because I'm not trying to exhaust myself. I'm not trying to panic, because if I panic, it raises my heart rate and it makes me breathe faster and it makes it harder to breathe. So I'm trying to stay calm and telling you I can't breathe calmly. You know what I mean? Like you have to stay calm so you don't fucking breathe too hard, so you don't kill yourself during an asthma attack. But when you tell somebody calmly I can't breathe, they don't take you seriously. You know what I mean? Because you're not dying. You're not dead on the floor. You can breathe. So it's really like a bitch. But like, honestly, like I fucking hate asthma, dude, because you take breathing for granted. Everyone breathes. We all breathe, right? Just fine. And always, you know, you're talking, you're breathing. But when you have an asthma attack, you realize real quick how valuable fucking air is. Like, holy shit, I wish I could breathe right now. Just, God, you like, I say all kinds of prayers to all the gods. I'm like, look, God, if you let me breathe right now, I'll negotiate with you right now. I'll never ever smoke. I'll never do this. I'll never do that. You know, you're just like wishing like it could just stop, like, because it's so scary, dude. You literally feel like you just might die. I felt that way a few times where I've had asthma attacks where I felt like I was on the brink of collapsing, dude. Like last year when I ended up in the hospital for 2 days, my brother, I told him to drive me to the hospital, and he drove me to the hospital. And I told him I can't walk. I can't take more than 2 steps or 3 steps before completely running out of breath. I literally took 3 steps, and I was like exhausted, like I ran a mile. And I'm like, dude, like, leave me at the front door and I'll wait for you to get here, and then you can push me in the wheelchair. And sure enough, dude, there was a wheelchair right there in the front door. Like, somebody left it there. And as soon as he let me out of the car, I got in that wheelchair, and I was like knowing the fact that I was at the hospital and that they could help me, like I got like excited or something. Like my heart rate started racing, and like I got anxiety and shit. And I felt like I really couldn't breathe. So by the time I got inside, I couldn't even talk to the nurse, because she was asking me like, how old are you? And I was like, 27. She was like, okay, whatever, just show me your ID, give me your insurance card, and we'll push you inside. And sure enough, like, they just took me in, and they're like, yeah, you're not going home tonight. I was like, oh fuck. But you know, like, that's something you take for granted, dude. Breathing. Yeah. Simple shit.
That's almost by design, though. It's almost like you always see a wheelchair at the entrance of a hospital.
Yeah.
Like by the emergency room. You said it, you know, and then I realized it popped on my mind. Like every time I've gone to the ER, there's a wheelchair sitting there.
It's a
with
good
one
thing,
of my
though.
kids or myself or anything like that. You know, I just happen to think back. I'm like, that's kind of convenient. There's a wheelchair.
Super fucking convenient, man, because I couldn't fucking walk for shit. My brother would have had to, like,
main
carry
quest,
me.
not the side quest.
But yeah, like, don't take things for granted, people. Like, honestly, I take a lot for granted. I'm like you, Mayo, like, where I'm just like, fuck. And it's just a lot of things like that remind me of shit like, fuck, I shouldn't take breathing for granted, because at any moment I can have an asthma attack and die. Or there's that meme on Facebook that you always see where it's like the guy who's walking sees the guy on a bike, and he's like, I wish I had a bike. And the guy who's on a bike looks at the guy in the car. It's like, I wish I had a car. And the guy in the car looks at a guy in a newer car, and he's like, I wish I had a new car. You know, it's like everyone always wishes they had something more. You know, you don't realize what the fuck you have until you're like, fuck. You know? But it's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, to actually answer it completely, though, back what biggest mistake, I guess like lesson-wise, for me, young, out of high school, never saving much, you know, and preparing for my future. My wife and I got married really young, like right out of high school, so we've been married for going on 23 years now. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
But, you know, we didn't have the opportunity to really prepare and put money back and save. And we worked on that with our kids. You know, it's like important to get a really good start, because it took us a while to get started and going. So, you know, we make sure our kids save, and they argue with us all the time. They're like, Dad, it's my money. Why do I have to put so much in the bank? You know, and I'm like, you're going to appreciate it one day. And, you know,
I'm young and I'll live forever.
My oldest son has moved out. He was the first one to do that, you know, because when he started working at the age of 15, I'm like, look, you're going to put like $75 a week in the bank. you're making like $200 a week. You have no bills. You're not just gonna blow $200 a week on stuff.
Yeah.
So save $75 a week and continue to put it back. And he continued to do that up until the day he moved out. And then when he moved out, he had a good chunk of money to take with him to get started, on his future and be comfortable. So that was probably my biggest thing, I would say, if I could go back and fix, is to the way my wife and I had started out. Controlled that a lot better.
Yeah. Or you could just win the lottery, Mayo. You could just win the fucking lottery.
You could have just spent all that money on the lotto, made your kids go buy lottery tickets.
Buy lottery tickets.
Tell them to buy $75 a week, and maybe we'll get there.
Hey, you never know. You may get that win, man, and then you gotta buy no more lottery tickets. You're good.
You're set. All right. Moving on.
I have zero luck. I'd end up owing money. I'd have to give it all back.
You owe us $20 million, sir. You're fucking
right.
You owe this much in taxes. Oh, fuck. Anyways, next question, Gunny.
Another one from Brian. He said his wife is mad at us.
Why?
You know why? Because of that question last week. He says, you never did hit my DMs for questions. So, his wife says, she's not listening to the show no more. Or wearing your So Comfy merch out in public. He wants to know if we even care.
Wow. I mean, Brian Topes Jr.'s wife, I didn't know she listened to the podcast.
I didn't know she listened either.
Thank you for listening.
Maybe she's listening right now in the car as Brian. Yeah. Hi.
Slap Brian for us.
Shout out to Brian's wife.
Mrs. Tulp.
Just go ahead and slap him for us. I mean, he should have reminded us to do that.
All right, what? Listen, right? Can you flick Brian in the head right now? Do it. Is he driving? I don't care. Flick him in the side of the head. Thank you.
He's driving the new truck. Slap him in the face.
She probably already has after the comments from the last question about regrets. She's probably already beating him.
She's probably already beating the shit out of him. He's probably dead already, guys. But yeah, what the fuck is she talking about? Hitting his DMs? I don't. What happened?
No, because I said we were gonna message him. So it's on me.
Why'd you say that, Gunny? Damn it! Is reflecting bad on me and Mayo right now, Gunny. We apologize, Brian's wife. We apologize. But keep wearing the merch. We love it. Just keep wearing it.
Yeah, take the blanket out. Wear it out in public. To the game, everywhere. To the grocery store.
Everywhere.
Get a shower curtain, too. Yeah, I don't care where you put that thing. As long as it's outside.
Just hanging in the front porch. Shower curtain hanging in the front porch. Just like, the fuck are you guys hanging out? We should make an HGP flag, dude, so people can fly our flag.
Hey, yes. I never would have thought about a flag.
We should make a fucking flag. All right, Mayo, we need to get on this. We need to make a design
Can we
flag.
Get that over to Redbubble?
Yes, we're gonna. Mayo, you got a daughter that's very artistic. Get her to design a flag for us.
Find somebody to make his flags.
There it is. All right. Got some new merch coming your way, guys. Our next one from Brian.
Flags.
He wants to know. Is it wrong for Wish to show something in your Facebook feed for a cheap price? Then when you click it, the price jumps up to 2,000%. Is it wish.wish.com? Isn't there that?
Yeah, it's that Chinese fucking place.
I've seen ads for them.
It's a website. I think they're run by Alibaba, which is, I don't know, something fucking China or some shit up there. I know it's a lot of Chinese shit that gets sent to Wish. You buy like something really cheap. Xbox One control. That's what it says. It doesn't even say controller. It says Xbox One control. $20. You buy now. You fucking get a package with a bunch of Chinese letters on it. You're like, what the fuck is this shit? You
open it up. Of knockoff stuff.
Because you forget, because they ship it overseas, so it takes like a month to get here. So like you order a bunch of shit and you forget about it, and like a month later, a bunch of fucking packages show up in your house, and you're like, what is this crudely fucking wrapped package? What the fuck is this shit? And you open it up, and it's like you bought a portable speaker for $1 off of Wish. It's like, oh, whoa. Yeah, it's a bunch of garbage.
Poorly wrapped packages. You guys will be getting yours later on this week.
Oh, nice.
It required a little bit of tape and
We'll see. I'll give you guys a picture.
Did you put popcorn in it?
Mayo's packaging skills.
Yeah, my packaging skills are not too high, especially yours, Jesus, because I had to find a box to put it in. I couldn't just ship it by itself, and so the box is a little bit bigger than the actual thing inside it. So it's wedged in there though. But Gunny's just like a little brick. He's getting like a brick in the mail.
I'm a UPS guy. I better not kick it. I'll be mad.
Oh, dude, UPS is the worst. They lost a whole box of material parts that we ship, because I work in the machine shop, so we ship a lot of metal parts. And we shipped this box. I was a little heavy. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little heavy, but it was in a tiny box. And it was a bunch of pieces in there, like 50 pieces of metal. And somehow the box broke in their, like, one of their facilities.
Oh no!
And they just sent the picture of the box in an email saying, "Box fell off conveyor. Box broke. Box is not rated for the weight that you put in it, because we put like 40 pounds in it, and the box is rated for 25 pounds. Box is not rated for 40 pounds. We lost the parts. We're not gonna refund anything."
Wow.
It's like fucking. It was like $300 worth of shit in one box, and they're like, "Yeah, we're like, fuck you guys. We're not gonna refund anything. We lost the parts. We don't know where they're at." Yeah. We're like, "You guys don't even know where the message." we even told them, like, "You guys don't know where the parts are." And they're like, "Nope, we don't know where they are." I'm like,
got swept under the conveyor belt.
You guys
Jerks.
Lost all our shit and you don't know where it's at? Nope. It's like, what the fuck, dude? There's some bullshit ass UPS fucking logic right there. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck, dude? And they could just do that because the box wasn't rated a certain weight or whatever. Such bullshit.
Right. No, but my UPS guy, I've known him for years, and he's a pretty tame driver.
The drivers are legit. I feel like the drivers are actually pretty cool people, and they kind of give a fuck about not destroying your box. I feel like where they get destroyed is in their warehouses, the people that unload the trucks and the people that like are putting them on the conveyors.
Well, they only have a certain amount of time.
Well, then they don't see the customer. The driver sees the customer sometimes. You know, he's the one responsible for bringing that to your door.
For telling you shit.
You know the UPS guy.
You know that motherfucker.
I see my UPS guy come to my house every day. We have a little bit of a relationship. Yeah. You know, if he starts bringing me bad packages.
Like, hey, motherfucker, why is my box all beat up?
Right.
Well, they work that like 11 to 7 shift.
Yeah, the thing is, from what I've learned from my UPS guy at my machine shop, the guy who drops off stuff and picks up stuff up from us every day, he tells me that when his truck gets filled up at night or in the morning when he shows up, he says he shows up to work like at 6 or 7 or whatever. All he has to do is get in his truck, like clock in, get in his truck, and start driving, and he delivers. Mm-hmm. He does house deliveries, shop deliveries, buildings, businesses, whatever. Right. He's delivering, and as he's getting these deliveries, he knows, like, he has scheduled stops, like the machine shop that I work in. He has a stop there that's scheduled at a certain time. He has to be there, like, at 3:30 every day to pick stuff up. So he shows up there, but he says during, like, holiday seasons, like right now, next month or the month after, he's like, we don't get to go home till every box in this fucking truck that was loaded this morning is delivered. He's like, granted, he's like, when I go back to UPS and I park the truck at like 7 o'clock at night if I'm out that late, he's like, I don't unload shit. He's like, that's all the guys in the warehouse. They unload it for me. But he's like, during the whole time that I'm in this truck and whatever I get in it in the morning is what I have to deliver before I can even go home. So sometimes he's just like fucking having a shitty day because they like fucking pack like fucking tires and fucking 200-pound boxes in this fucking truck, and he's like, I gotta unload this shit by myself, dude. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's nuts, especially if you're like a local driver, like you're close to the town, like you're in the town that where your UPS is. Like you have to go back to the warehouse, then you have to offload it yourself. Yeah. Okay. Or whatever, like you've picked up, like if you decided to do some pickups early, and then you have to reload the truck.
Fucking shitty, man.
Unless you're like further out, then you're not coming back twice.
I couldn't imagine working like in a big city that's like super crowded with traffic. Imagine being a UPS driver there during the holidays. You're probably like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck me. This traffic is the worst. That would suck. That's why we need drones. Like Amazon says, we need drones for deliveries.
Bring in the bots.
In lockers.
Bring in Skynet. That's what I say.
Skynet. Yeah. Anyways, right. But Brian, I don't know, man. It's fucking Wish, dude. They show you a fucking Xbox controller, they're going to ship you some Chinese knockoff controller. What do you expect, dude?
Yeah, delete that stuff from, especially if you hit the like button. I would get rid of it. I would go unlike it.
Wish is the worst for buying anything on. You shouldn't be buying anything on Wish. What are you doing, Brian? Go buy some stuff at Redbubble instead.
There you go.
Go to Redbubble. Go to Etsy.
Horrible.
If you little insider thing, if you guys kind of register with Redbubble or whatever, creating a little account, they send you emails
all the time.
A lot, so you guys can get some 20% discount, 30% discount. You even see like 50% discounts. 50% so
discounts.
So if you guys still want to get some HGP gear or anything from Redbubble, just sign up and create that free account. Give it your junk email. Like I have multiple emails. I give it my junk email, but I get these offers that come to it, and I get the opportunity to pick up HGP gear for like 40% off. So
yeah, I should get my stuff by sometime next week. So they're pretty good about letting me know. I don't know why they didn't ship my mug.
Gunny ordered some stuff. I saw your order, Gunny. I saw it.
Yeah.
They ship from different places, so it's probably made in a different place, and they'll ship it separate. Like when I ordered shirts originally, they were from 2 different artists, and they shipped from 2 different places actually. So, but they came like a day apart. They were both pretty close.
Yeah. Then they also sent me a bill for manufacturing costs. An invoice. They're like, here's your invoice for manufacturing costs. I'm like, what? But I'm assuming they take all that into the cost consideration of how much you paid for it and what we get out of it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, yeah. Gunny bought a mug, a sticker, and a sticker.
Yeah, I bought a large one and a small one. I think I don't know if I'm going to put the large or the small one on the side of my PC case.
You get the transparent.
And the other one, I might put it on my work truck.
I know they have a transparent sticker. Did you get that one, or did you get just a regular sticker?
Just the regular one, the 2 different sizes. Nice. I might just get it transparent.
I appreciate your purchase, Gunny.
Throw those on some windows,
Total tax was $167.
It's not bad.
For manufacturing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Good deal. Next question from Gib8777. He wants to know when will the GFNG, listen up GFNG, when will they just give up? How many losses will it take before they bow down to the great HGP?
I mean, I don't know. These guys, they're just like, all right, you know the Harlem Globetrotters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're like them. and GFNG is like the Washington Generals that always play the Globetrotters and always lose. No matter what, they're always going to lose. Oh man, that's pretty much what this is. Like, this is just like a show. Like, we just know GFNG's gonna lose. We don't even pay them to lose. They just fucking lose. At least the Generals get paid to lose. These guys just lose. But yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Whoa! Look at this one. Look at this post from Jonathan Hall. He says, "Do you guys have your pillows picked out for all the crying you're gonna have to do after the devastating loss to GFNG at Call of Duty Modern Warfare?"
Oh wow!
Oh, we don't have any pillows picked out. I don't know. Should we? Should we, John?
I mean, really? He probably has already a dedicated HGP crying pillow.
You should ask yourself that same question.
He probably ordered from Redbubble.
Jonathan has one order from Redbubble for a pillow. Hey, Jonathan, go order a cry pillow from Redbubble.
Oh, I think Alan actually no. You know what? Because I talked to Alan earlier. He's already picked the shower curtain. He said the tears will flow.
Oh damn! Oh damn!
So he's gonna need a whole curtain.
It's funny. Who was it? It was a while back. Me and Jonathan Hall were playing. I forget what game we were playing, but it was fucking hilarious because the night before we were playing something and he lost to me and he kept yelling like, "No, no, no!" He was like going off like yelling "no" like really fucking loud. And his wife, she came in and she's like, Jonathan, it's not okay for you to be screaming like a fucking madman in the middle of the night, screaming no. And he's like, oh, sorry. We were all laughing at him. And then the next morning, he was doing the same thing, like at 8 in the morning. He's like, no! Fucking screaming, like he was screaming really loud. I forget what the fuck we were playing, something, but he kept dying or something, so he was screaming like no really loud. And his wife again walked in and she's like, Jonathan, stop screaming like a madman. What the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh shit, my bad.
Well, I thought it was funny on this week's GFNG also that he mentioned, like, as soon as he got into that round with Brink, he knew it was a mistake. He was like, I knew this was a mistake.
Oh shit! I just finding it hilarious that his wife walked in and told him to shut the fuck up twice because he was being too fucking loud, screaming no. Oh shit, fucking Jonathan. You're funny, dude. I love you, man. Shout out to Jonathan Hall.
Shout out to John and
the whole crew, I guess. You know, I enjoy their podcast.
Yeah.
They do talk some trash over there, and I don't know. I'm just sitting over here trying to be nice in my little corner over here.
How about we become friends, guys? Peace.
yeah, could we do that?
Look, we're like offering you
not
peace
do
right now.
this
We
like
are the
Halloween.
winners, and we're offering you peace. Do you take it? I mean, you always have to declare us. You have to refer to us as the winners, but I mean, that's the terms of this agreement here. We're the guys who can negotiate. You guys have no negotiation room.
It's kind of like we're the big brother, you know? And
Yeah.
you got the little
He's
brother,
smart.
and he just has to realize he's smaller.
Just at some point, like it is what it is, man. It's the rule of life. Oh shit. Okay.
But we still love you guys like a little brother.
Yeah, I still love you guys. Jonathan Hall has always been a good dude to us, and you know, he's helped us out with our logos and stuff. And now maybe I guess he's okay. I mean, he's just okay. Everyone else on that
Yeah.
podcast is pretty cool. No, they're all cool, man. Anyways, next question.
They're all good dudes. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's see. We've got another question in our Discord group from Pork Chop Boo.
Pork chop boo.
He asks, he says, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, or Battlefield 5? His wallet is feeling the pain here, guys.
Oh,
Battlefield 5 Pacific. You know, I was just trying to look up the price to see what this was, and I remember this at E3. They just showed a little teeny bit of the maps, these 1942 maps. So he said he's super amped for the 1942 maps, but Modern Warfare is really good. This is really good. It's getting really good reviews, and a lot of reviews are like in progress, I've noticed. I think they really want to get the full feel for the multiplayer.
Or they're trying to wait for the loot boxes to come out like last time. They're probably just waiting. So last time we reviewed your game, and you waited a month and then released loot boxes. We're going to take our time reviewing this one.
Yeah, you'll see the rest of our review in a month. Yeah,
well, I mean, I know Pork Chop Boo. He has a PC because he games on PC and he streams. So I recommend if you want to try out Battlefield 5, the Pacific one. It's a free update, so I would suggest just getting EA access for $5 a month and play that, or get a trial or something for a month or something. You can find it. You can pay the $5 a month and get Battle. I'm pretty sure Battlefield 5 is on EA access, right?
Yes.
Or is it on premium only? No, it's on access.
I'm pretty sure it's probably. Didn't we just read an article that Battlefield 5 went to?
into
No,
the
it
vault?
was. Yeah, I figured at this point, as old as the game is, not that it's super old, but it should be on access by now.
Yeah. So it says here that the new update is going to be free. Comes out next. Wait, it says here revealed major Battlefield comes out October 31st. War in the Pacific players. Players will fight land, air, and sea maps, including Pacific Storm and modern takes on Iwo Jima. Coming December.
Oh, here we go. Nope.
Okay,
Let's
so,
see,
you're
let's
going to
see.
get to play on Wake Island and Iwo Jima in December, but right now there's other maps. But I mean, like I said, if you really want to play this, I don't want to because Call of Duty's too good. Then I suggest doing that $5 thing and then getting Call of Duty, man. Because Call of Duty, it's just going to be the new thing, and people are going to be playing that instead. No one's going to be really... I mean, there's going to be players on Battlefield, of course. There's always going to be players on Battlefield. But everyone's going to... Like, as far as your friends or us, we're your friends too. Pork chop, just so you know.
Yeah, but,
I mean,
but definitely go with the trial. And I'm looking here, there's the weekend trials they're doing. These are free, October 10th through November 4th.
For what?
So basically the game's, for Battlefield 5.
So there you go, just try it for free.
Yeah, you can try it for free on the weekend. So that's probably...
You gotta pay shit.
Friday night through Sunday night.
Yeah. Go get your fix of fucking Battlefield 5 Pacific Theater and then do that. Personally, I was really hyped for the Pacific Theater. I just completely forgot that it was coming out this year. But I do remember it from E3. But they didn't. I remember at E3 it was cool. Like I thought, like holy shit, they're doing the Pacific Theater. That's fucking awesome. It's cool because a lot of games don't do that. They only do like the Nazi shit or whatever. But it's cool to see this, and it's like all of a sudden it's like Call of Duty, and it was like, oh, I forgot. I was completely out of my fucking mind. But we'll see.
Yeah, so send me an invite, Pork Chop Boo. I've got it installed.
Yeah.
Because I
did
buy the game when it came
out
on
the free weekend.
But I don't have EA access. I do own it.
Get Call of Duty, Pork Chop Boo. I mean, it's gonna be cool, man. I think that Call of Duty would be the best buy at this point.
Great game so far in my mind.
Dude, that campaign, Mayo, you're gonna fucking love it, man.
Yeah, I can go ahead and stream it next time I play. Like I've only played a little bit. My son, I woke up. Was it this morning? No, yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, I woke up and he was downstairs playing it already, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like this far," and I'm like, "Oh, that looks really cool." Like the mission he was doing, it looked really, cool, really good. Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, that looks really fun," And I think he's done like 9 missions, maybe I would call them. Yeah. So he's good ways into it already, but I went back and played the first mission, and checked it out, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm pretty far into it. I would say I'm 8 missions or so into it. I know I'm past the embassy stuff that I was talking to you about the other day. That mission is really cool. Yeah, I'm pretty far into the game.
One thing I am kind of noticing in these new games.
What's up?
I'm really starting to notice like they're really pushing that RTX on us. Do you feel that? Because playing Gears 5, when you were fighting the robots and the lighting, you're in the tunnels and you're shining your flashlight around, and the sparks off the robots when you're shooting them, and the gunfire and reflections of gunfire, they were really pushing that on it. And now I play this Call of Duty, and like the very first mission I play, you're in the dark and you're looking over this direction, there's like spotlights shining on you, and it's practically like impossible to see, and it looks like they're really trying to take advantage of that ray tracing. Like they're really into that.
Yeah, I was playing that on my OLED, and it's running HDR, so like holy shit, the lighting, dude. And like I've said in the previous games, like even in Gears, when you get in a dark fucking room, it's black. And these fucking missions, these nighttime missions where you're using the night vision goggles, or you get like stuck in a little like rat tunnel. The fucking terrorists are hiding in this little tunnel, and you have to go through this tunnel, and you can't use your night vision. You got like all you see is the light that's in the tunnel. It's so fucking dark. I'm like scared of every corner. Like, I'm shooting everything that moves in this motherfucker. Everything. I don't give a fuck. You're all getting bullets. And it's just insane. The lighting is really fucking incredible in these games, dude. And I think we're gonna see it just be pushed more and more with ray tracing. You're right. It's here, dude.
Yeah.
Why not use it?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be really seeing it here down the road. I think I laughed when NVIDIA first announced ray tracing. I'm going, who cares about lighting and reflection?
Lighting is important, dude.
I remember when they announced that too. I watched that E3 conference.
I think I heard somebody either saying, or I read an article saying, like, we've really pushed the limits graphically. This new Call of Duty looks really good. Yeah. So this is like a new thing they can improve. They can change the lighting and make things look dramatically different, actually, just by changing the way light reflects off of things. So they make
Mail. I almost fell asleep halfway watching through that thing. Was that like 3 years ago?
Or what?
What that NVIDIA conference where they showed off that kind of an early version of
Yeah,
ray
I would
tracing?
say probably 3 years ago because the cards came out 2 years ago now.
Yep, that was it.
It was probably before the cards came out. So,
And I remember thinking the same thing. This is so dumb, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. Just
Call of Duty, man.
So,
Call of Duty, guys. Let's go play it.
Yeah.
Let's go play Call of Duty. There's a fucking mission when you're in a helicopter and you're like the gunner in a Viper helicopter, and it's just like we're coming in, guns hot. You just like fucking unload on these guys on the ground. All you see is the thermal fucking a bunch of enemies running around, and you just fucking unloading on them. You're like, fuck, this is so incredible, dude. Just fucking destroying tanks and jeeps and fucking personnel carriers and shit with missiles. Fuck yeah, Gunny. America, fuck yeah.
hell yeah! Send in the Marines.
There's a mission when you're running around as Marines in like
Simplify.
some town looking for some terrorist guy or whatever. You're doing like a big like fucking invasion of a city or something with a bunch of Marines. You see explosions and everyone's like, hoorah, fuck yeah. It was just talking shit. It was like, yeah, that would be the Marines, of course. They're just fucking talking shit about everything that's going on. Yeah, fuck yeah. America, bitches. Let's go. We're done.
This is war.
We're done. We're fucking done.
I think we're done. I think that's it for the questions. It's an early show.
Yeah, very early.
Me and Mayo
Jesus.
pushed it to the end.
Jesus can get more Call of Duty time in. He's all very excited.
I'm so excited right now. You guys don't even fucking know. I'm ready to
All
go.
right.
You guys done? Are we done here? You find me?
My Xbox is on. I'm going to buy it right now. I got to get a...
PC, Gunny. PC, Blizzard.
No, Xbox,
Gunny.
baby. Xbox One
PC.
X.
You
Enhancements.
want your Xbox One X to crash like some kind of hobo with your fucking 60 frames hobo bullshit?
I'm going to hook it up to my
Yeah,
monitor. That's what I'm going to do.
bullshit. Oh, that's even worse. It's even worse, Gunny.
And play with a mouse and keyboard. I'm going to hook my mouse and keyboard up as soon as we're done with this show.
And what's the point of even buying it on the fucking console? What are you
He's just
doing?
do everything but use the PC.
Yeah, guys, I'm using
I gotta-
mouse and
here's the
keyboard.
thing.
I'm using my monitor, but not a PC.
He
Fuck
really
the
wants
PC.
friends to
I'm such a
share his game
noob.
with him.
I'm a noob shooter, guys. I need every advantage to beat GFNG. And I can't do that playing on this big 4K
Well, you
TV.
can get it on the PC and play on your monitor.
You're going to have to carry me, Jesus, throughout the...
Fuck it. There ain't no room for carrying no one around here, motherfucker. You get it yourself. Damn it.
I'm going to be limping the whole way. I'll need some... Mayo, put me over your shoulders, bro.
I mean, if Jonathan plays
Keep me behind
Call of
enemy
Duty
lines.
as bad as he plays Destiny, then you have a chance. You have a chance, Gunny.
Yeah.
You will probably beat him. Let's be real here.
So how are we doing this? Do they want to do? Are we going to be doing like 2v2s in that mode?
There is a
or what are they
2v2
looking
mode.
to
We could do private matches, I think, or whatever they want to do. I really don't give a fuck. I'm down to play. I got my fucking... my gears are greased up, man. I'm ready to fucking go. I'm
I
ready
did
to
check
fucking
out
go.
the 2v2 on against bots today just to see what it was like.
Oh, you saw
And it
that?
gives you like a random loadout, so it's
Yeah.
really cool. Because like the first time I loaded in, it gave me a shotgun. I'm like, what's this crap?
Yeah.
Then I figured out it was random weapons at the beginning. You could turn it on and off, but
But everyone has the same loadout, so they have shotguns too, don't they?
yeah, they had shotguns.
Yeah,
we had
everyone
shotguns,
has
so, like, you
pistols,
set it-
or everyone has
Yeah,
rifles.
so you can set it to like whatever loadout you want to use, or you could set it to everybody gets random loadouts, so it keeps it really even. So the computer says, okay, everybody's doing shotguns. I haven't had a round where like one time it gave me just a pistol with
Yeah.
a silencer,
Yeah,
and you had
pistol.
to
Oh, yes.
you had your
Yep.
fist and a pistol and a silencer, and you do the 2v2 that way.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I think we could do that. Whatever. GFNG though, we offered you peace. Accept or deny.
Do you want peace or war?
You choose.
Let your conscience make the best decision, GFNG.
Your future is in your hands. Anyways, Jesus Box says where you can find me on Steam, on Blizzard. I am Jesus #1210. Oh no. Okay, so capital J and then lowercase ESUS, capital HGP, and then that. This is one for you old folks out there. The pound sign 1210. But for all the kids out there, the pound sign means the hashtag. Hashtag 1210 at the end of that. And Jesus HGP, add me on the BattleNet, and as soon as you add me on there, I'll see it, and I'll be able to play with you, even if you're on whatever you're on. PC, PS4, Xbox. Let's fucking play. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right. Guys, go over to the old Blizzard. You can add me on there. My gamer tag on there is Gunny Chief, one word, hashtag 1831. Again, that's Gunny Chief, hashtag 1831. Join that Discord, guys. Especially if you're on the PlayStation, you're on Xbox, you're on PC. Go to our Discord, and that way we can actually coordinate. It's a lot easier. Yeah. So much easier to coordinate, especially when we're doing this whole crossplay thing.
With the Xbox people, it isn't too bad. I mean, I can launch my console companion and get in an Xbox Live party and all that shit. And so it's not too bad with the Xbox people. And the Xbox Live party kind of works because Xbox is kind of integrated to the PC now. But as PS4 people, you guys are fucked. Like, you want to talk to us, you gotta be on Discord. Like, Dipron has been doing that.
That's what Dipron, yeah.
He has Discord running and he has the game running at the same time, so he can talk to us and play. And it works. I mean, download Discord on your phone if you have to. You know, use a Bluetooth little thing and have like a little earpiece and wear headphones over it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I know some people that actually do that. They actually have it like a little earpiece in one ear and their headset on the other ear, so they can hear in-game and still hear voice and stuff. Yeah. And actually, my kids have actually used Bluetooth when they've actually linked up playing some Fortnite together. One was on Xbox and my boy was up here on the PC. And one of my kids just laid it on the ottoman right in front of their phone and just put it on speaker, and you could hear and talk just fine. And they were playing away.
Or some headphones, like these ones here, these Turtle Beaches, they actually use Bluetooth to hook up. They're PS4 ones, so they use Bluetooth to hook up to the PS4. But I have the adapter plugged into my PC, so I can use these on my PC. And I guess in a situation where I was playing on PS4, I needed to use Discord. I would download Discord on my phone. These connect to my phone as well. And I would just be running Discord on my phone through the Bluetooth on these and hearing the game as well on my PS4. So I was using my PS4 for it. So there's headphones out there that do the two things. Or you can just do what Mayo said, just use speakerphone. It all works. As long as you'll be able to communicate with us, that's what matters.
Yes.
Where can we find you, Mayo? Oh, wait.
All right, so I'll throw out my my Activision ID, actually, just make it even easier for some of them, because not everybody will have BattleNet. So it's just Mayo, hashtag 644-8640. So instead of trying to reach me on BattleNet, which you can also do, and I'll just read that off real quick. It's just Mayo, hashtag 11448. But so you have both Activision and Blizzard on there, and you'll catch me playing as much Call of Duty as I can right now, at least until Red Dead comes out.
Oh, dude, I feel so bad for Outer Worlds because that game looks so good. I want to try it.
I know. I was telling Gunny you were gone. That's a game I wanted to play this week, and I was looking forward to it.
And I just can't, dude. I can't pull myself away from Call of Duty. Call of Duty is like a fucking... It's an addiction, guys. It's a crack addiction, and I'm sorry, but I'm doing crack again. Call of Duty is just my crack.
Crack is whack, man. It's like cocaine, dude. Like chocolate chip cookies in Fortnite.
They sprinkled some cocaine on this Call of Duty or something. That's what they did. Shit's addicting.
Throw some Doritos in there.
God damn it. Fuck. Yeah. Got that Call of... Dude, I got a Bang Energy in my fridge waiting for me right now. It's ice cold.
Ooh. What flavor did you get?
Blue Raz or Raz Blue, whatever the fuck.
Those are so delicious.
So, I mean, I got this. I'm gonna fill this up with water, so I'm gonna be hydrating with water and Bang.
Yes, there you go. That's what I say. I say, like, if you're gonna drink like an alcoholic beverage or a Bang, throw water in there, man.
Throw water in there. It's just a little bit of a little, goodness. Clean out your liver, your kidneys and shit. It makes no kidney stones.
Oh yeah, that's true. Don't, because people drink a lot of rock stars. If you don't drink enough water along with that,
kidney stones, man. Yeah. I've had friends who were
those are painful.
I had a friend of mine who was like 21 years old or 20 years old when he got a fucking kidney stone. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
You're fucking young, man. I'm like 23 at the time. He was like 20 or 19. And he got a fucking kidney stone. I'm like, dude, what? Yeah. you ever drink water, man? Like, what the fuck? How do you get kidney stones already? You know, he was in pain, dude. He was crying. Like, he's like, dude, this hurts so much to have to pee these stupid rocks out. I'm like, oh fuck, I don't even want to think about it.
Right, and they vomit so hard, and then they can't talk for like 3 days. It's super painful. So
you have to drink a lot of water to pee those rocks out, and it's just you gotta.
Yeah, I've seen people at 27 get them. I'm like, what do you drink? He goes, nothing but rock stars and Red Bulls, and I'm like, okay, maybe drink a little water.
Just a little bit of water, even.
Just so you don't get the stones, you know.
Sounds so painful,
for
guys.
2 days straight.
Yeah.
Anyway, I sound like a doctor over here. But hey, go find me also on Xbox. That's where I'll be playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. But you could we'll be able to play anywhere.
You playing
even
tonight,
if you're on
Gunny?
PS4, guys.
We playing all night? Are you playing tonight?
Yeah, I'm buying it right now, man. I see the multiplayer pack and everything's kind of
download everything. Just download everything, all of it. Co-op everything. Just download everything.
Everything's getting downloaded, guys. Add me on there. Add me on. Right. Gamertag Gunny Chief. Also on the Steam Gunny Chief. All those launchers, it's probably Gunny Chief.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, as Gidget says, peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. Goodbye. Good night. I'm sorry I missed the first half of this, but I really needed to go move all those fucking... God, that was such a fucking pain in the ass to move
Washing machine simulator.
Playing stupid. I was playing most of the fucking house flippers when I was playing right now.
That's what it was, house flippers, yep. You were rearranging the whole...
I literally had to remove a door. I removed the door to get to these... Oh my God, it was just a pain in the ass. Dude.
Water hoses were flying
everywhere. Water hose got disconnected. You gotta replug it. Dryer vents got disconnected. I had to retape it up with that fucking vent tape bullshit thing. And,
Yeah, you're not supposed to spray water on the fuse box, dude. That makes all the power
if something catches on fire in my house, I know I probably did something wrong. I was in a hurry. I'm playing the podcast. I'm suing everyone that listens to this podcast is going to get sued by me if my house burns down, okay?
Well, that's why you're now podcasting from your car and your phone.
Everyone's getting sued on this podcast that you're listening to right now. You're getting sued if my house burns down. You're
indirectly involved.
Yeah, because of you, I incorrectly installed my washer and dryer. So you must pay for a new house. You need a new house, motherfucker. Bye, everyone. Woo!
Later. Good night. Good morning.
Woo! Have a good day at work. And most of you listen to this at work. Have a good day at work. We love you. Play Call of Duty with us. Join Discord. All that good stuff. Bye. We're out. Bye.